네, 20분에서 30분 뒤에 스트리밍이에요. 안녕하세요. 으, 제가 지금은 말이 좀 없을 거예요. 자다 깨가지고. 자다 깨서 정신이 없습니다, 지금. 네, 안녕하세요. 그럴만해요. 왜냐면은 새벽이라서 따지고 보면은 2시 해가지고 헷갈릴만 해요. 2시에 해가지고 뭐지? 그거 기다릴 겸 그리고 리셋 영상 제작할 때 졸지 않을 겸 그냥 몇 시에 잤지? 한 11시인가? 11시인가 10시에 잤어요, 그냥. 그거 계속 잤어, 계속. 일부러 계속 잤어요. 아, 축구. 아, 맞다, 축구. 아, 축구가 하고 있지, 지금. 아, 제가 스포츠 뉴스는 안 봐가지고 축구가 무슨 축구를 하는지도 몰랐네. 근데 진짜 무슨 축구지? 뭐, 아, 친선 경기. 그러네. 어제 또 월드컵 예선. 아, 월드컵 예선전이구나. 이럴 수가. 곧 있으면 월드컵인 것도 몰랐네. 어, 한글 폰트 개 구리다고요? 제가 영상 만들 때 쓰는 한글 폰트보단 2배 낫구만. 제 영상 보신 분들은 아실걸요? 제 한글 폰트 구린 거. 하긴, 뭐, 딱히 뭐, 폰트를 진작에 쓰는 것도 아니라서. 이전에 사용했던 폰트가, 그, 내가 이전에 사용했던 폰트가 그거 날라가가지고, 컴퓨터 수리하면서. 그래, 영어가 아닌 게 어디야. 아니 뭐 한글 음성이 없는 것도 아니고 뭐 어때요? 그 뭐지? 영어 대본을 만들어 준다면은 영어로 해 볼 수 있겠죠? 얘가 영어 대본을 못 써. 그리고 보니까 이제 곧 있으면은 강철 깃발이네. 아, 강철 깃발 얼마나 돌아야 되나. 무슨 링크요? 아, 그러면은 그러면 강철 깃발 때는 오시리스 안 하니까 그때는 그냥 강철 깃발만 뺑뺑이 돌면 되겠다. 레이드 따위 집어치우고. 레이드 사람도 안 잡히는데 그냥 강철 깃발만 뺑이 치다가 방종하면 되겠지. 아, 빗속으로 쌈뽕하게 바꾼 거. 그럼 내가 검색하면 나오지 않을까? 여기에 개념글 누르면 나오지 않을까? 네, 안녕하세요. 3월 26일. 네, 안녕하세요. 방송 2시요. 아, 이건가 보네. 대신 하겠죠? 대신 안 하면은 그것도 웃겨서 내가 막론이라 그런가 별 차이가 없어 보이는데. 이번 초 곧 있으면 나올 초월 유탄이 손망의 암살자가 있구나. 티어 스위치, 연쇄 반응, 노래한, 부화. 손망의 암살자가 세 번째에서 그나마 제일 무난하네. 미끄럼길? 미끄럼길은 좀 아쉬운데. 이사와 떴다고요? 게임 포스트야? 아, 이건 거 같은데. 확인된 복귀 무기 목록. 이건 거 같은데요? 데스티니2에 다가오는 인투 더 라이트 무료 업데이트에서 다시 돌아올 무기를 찾고 계십니까? 우리가 도와드리겠습니다. 이게 번역기 이거 구글 크롬 번역이라서 완벽하진 않아요. 2개월 동안 지원하는 것을 목표로 게임에 새로운 컨텐츠를 도입하는 무료 컨텐츠입니다. 최근에 라이브 스트리밍을 한번 개최했습니다. 했죠. 온슬로트 이거 맹공격이라고 번역해놨던데 여기에 보면은 맹공격이라고 번역을 해놨죠. 아 저도 디펠 자주 써요. 근데 여기에 그 디펠하고 연결이 되지 않아가지고 4월 9일 한국어는 4월 10일이죠. 이때 추가되고 야발행 무기 중에서 지난주 언제 공식적으로 확인되었지만 일부 무기는 공식 공개 훨씬 전에 데이터 마이닝이 되었다. 복귀하는 무기 리스트 첫 번째, 그 뭐지? 한밤중의 발람이죠. 핸드 캐논 적응형, 140 적응형이죠. 분리, 이거는 스트리밍에서 확인이 됐죠. 이거 그 제작진이 썼으니까. 세 번째에 잠자리였던가? 반딧불이었던가? 반딧불이 있었고, 네 번째에 물리 진동이 있었죠. 그다음에 프로모션 아트. 프로모션 아트면은 여기에 사용됐다는 건데. 이거? 이걸 말한 거 같죠? 프로모션 아트라면은 폭발 용광로. 이거 어떻게 고로라고 번역이 됐지? 이거 어떻게 고로라고 번역이 되냐? 참나. 그다음에 한번 그 뭐지? 그 달의 포효. 맞아 맞아 맞아. 달의 포효. 아 이거 이름이 기억나는데 이게 시간이 오래 걸리냐? 달의 포효. 이것도 이거는 이번 주 데스티니 기사 확인. 아 데스티니 기사면은 그건 이건가 보네. 이거. 달의 포효랑 비슷한 디자인을 가졌죠. 근데 진짜 이게 달의 포효인지 아닌지는 모르지. 달의 포효랑 비슷한 디자인을 가졌죠. 그다음에 은둔자, 에버버스. 에버버스 일정에 은둔자 장식이 있었죠. 그래서 그거 보고 추측 가능하고, 그리고 해머헤드였잖아. 어? 아 이름이 기억이 안 나. 아 맞아 망치버리. 이거 아닌데? 깔때기가 뒤질지 안 뒤질지 모르죠. 이게 이게 그 뭐지? 이 은둔자가 실화의 장애로 그대로 복각이 된다면은 접근성 자체는 좀 떨어지죠. 왜냐면은 실화의 장 아예 플레이를 안 하는 사람들 같은 경우에는 은둔자가 매력을 덜 느낄 수밖에 없어요. 무조건 실화의 장을 돌아야 되기 때문에. 근데 얘가 그 실화의 장이 아니라 이번 빗속으로 컨텐츠로 복각이 되는 거라면은 할 말이 좀 많겠죠? 은둔자도 바이스트에 실외장 기본 특성 붙이고 나오겠죠. 실외장으로 복각이 된다면은. 만약에 빗속으로 컨텐츠로 복각이 된다면은 이제 빗속으로 기본 특성이 달릴 거고. 무기 대가가 복각이 된다면은 아무리 잘해야 15%이지 않으려나요? 광폭이 15% 아닌가? 무조건 광폭이랑 비슷하게 나와야 될 거 아니야. 광폭보다 약하면은 무기의 대가 쓸 이유가 하나도 없죠. 아무리 못해도 광폭이랑 데미지가 비슷하겠지. 무기 대가 광폭이 15%가 맞나? 기억이 안 나네. 개인적으로는 개인적인 생각이지만 얘가 복각이 된다 해서 깔때기를 이기냐, 깔때기를 잡아먹냐, 그것까지는 신경 안 쓸 것 같아요. 왜냐면은, 눈둔자는 일단 걔부터 이겨야 돼요. 선수권이었나? 아닌데, 선수권 아닌데. 시공 기관단총. 얘부터 이겨야 돼요. 장기전. 일단 얘부터 이기고 옵시다. 만약에 얘보다 특성풀이 나쁘다? 네. 일단 얘부터 이겨야 돼요. 물론 얘는 시공이고 아니 얘는 시공이잖아. 그럴 수 있는데 아니 디자인 복붙이면은 적어도 감당은 해야 될 거 아니야. 아니 디자인이 똑같잖아. 감당해야지. 네, 망치머리. 망치머리도 에버버스 일정에 나왔죠. 이거 이거 그 뭐지? 영어로 해머헤드인데 그 해머헤드가 귀상어라는 뜻이 있어가지고 귀상어로 번역했네. 그다음에 단두대 그거죠. 여기 그림이 있죠. 그다음에 이거 얘 이름이 또 뭐였더라? 얘 이름이 기억이 안 나. 그거잖아. 불일치 배심. 얘는 워낙 디자인이 똑같은 게 많아가지고 솔직히 얘는 관심 없어요. 얘는 그 스트리밍에서 한번 나왔었죠. 파밍할 수 있는 장비로. 여기까지네요. 그리고 그리고 이거 빗속으로 그 생방송 나오고 나서 딱히 딱히라고 해야 되나? 한국에서는 뭐 말이 많긴 했지만 그래도 제작진을 직접 협박하진 않았잖아요. 외국에서는 직접 협박을 했습니다. 아, 네, 이거 스트리밍 본 사람들은 알 텐데 이거 그 스트리밍 하면서 개인 정보가 어느 정도 나왔어요. 왜냐면은 개인 그 뭐지? 게임 플레이 하면서 계속 스팀 친구 창이 열람이 됐기도 했고 그다음에 그 그리고 기본적으로 스팀 아이디가 나왔던가 그랬던 걸로 기억하는데 그래가지고 그걸 통해서 온갖 부적절하고 악성적인 네, 그 여러 가지 내용 내용들이 다 많았어가지고 그 사람들을 전부 다 밴 때렸다고 해요. 막 인종 차별에 모욕적인 말에 협박에 막 그런 안 좋은 말들을 보냈다고 합니다. 그래서 그 사람들을 다 밴했다 해요. 참 안타까운 일이에요. 안 그래요? 대가가 은근 이게 심한 것 같아. 디비전이라던가 다른 게임에서는 이런 사건을 본 적이 많이 없거든요. 물론 제가 검색을 안 한 것도 있기도 한데. 왠지 모르겠어. 나만 그렇게 생각하나? 내가 그것밖에 못 봐서 그런가? 아, 맞아. 사펑도 살해 협박 있었다 했지. 맞아. 맞아, 맞아. 사이버펑크도 그런 사례가 있긴 했었죠. 맞아. 사펑 사례를 까먹었네. 원래 1시에 킬까도 생각했는데, 1시에 켜봤자 뭐 내가 할 게 뭐가 있나 싶어가지고, 좀 늦게 켰어요. 원래 제 머릿속의 계획은 뭐지, 야식이라도 시켜놓고 그거 먹으면서 방송 보다가 이제 방송 끝나면은 이제 그거 먹으면서 리센 영상 대본이나 써야겠다 이 생각했는데 너무 좀 생각보다 피곤해가지고 그런지 일찍 자석 깼더니 뭔가 먹을 생각이 없네요. 그러게요. 3주 차에는 뭐가 나올지도 궁금하긴 해요. 활동 나왔고 소셜 지역에 장비 풀이 오늘 나오는 거라면은 다음은 뭐지? 저는 개조 버품이나 싹 다 바꿔줬으면 좋겠는데. 아, 복각되는 이번에 빗속으로 나오는 무기가 그냥 대놓고 옛날 옛날 한밤중에 그 반란이랑 똑같은 단어를 썼네. 그렇구만. 리바이어던 복각됐으면 좋긴 하겠거든요. 얘네들이 리바이어던만 복각시켜도 괜찮을 것 같긴 한데 복각시킬는지 모르겠다. 붉은 전쟁은 돌아오면은 반타작? 글쎄요. 아연, 뭔가 개인적으로 그거는 토론을 해야 할 대상으로 보입니다. 기다리는 동안 닭다리나 먹어야겠어요. 진짜 닭다리 말고 과자 닭다리. 네, 안녕하세요. 오늘 몇 시 시작이냐고요? 5분 나왔어요. 과자 닭다리를 먹다니 반칙이다고요? 맞아요, 반칙이지. 요즘 이거 벌크로 이게 9,900원이었나? 1.8kg이면은 1.8kg 맞나? 어쨌든 그거 10,000원에 시켜가지고 한 며칠 동안 먹고 있어 그냥. 닭다리 벌크라고 네이버에 검색하면 나와요. 네, 과자요. 제가 지금 그 과자 닭다리 먹고 있거든요. 네, 과자 닭다리도 그런 게 있어요. 같이 볼 거예요? 이거 입중계 해봤자 뭐 좋은 게 뭐가 있다고. 나만 피곤하지. 뭐지? 여기 그 딱 검색하면은 과자 벌크라고 검색하면은 이런 게 나와요. 이런 게 나와가지고 대충 이런 거 들어가서 보면은 이런 거 있거든요. 1.8kg. 이렇게 여기에 스낵류 보면은 여기 다 있어요. 소라 과자, 눈에 띄네, 뻥이요, 막 이런 거 다 있어요. 내가 뭐였더라? 과자류였던가? 여기 있다. 닭다리 스낵 이렇게 해가지고 1kg 5,900원. 이런 거 사서 먹었어요. 이런 거 사서 지금 먹고 있어요 지금. 근데 이게 기본 가격이지 배송비가 따로 있어가지고 배송비 3,000원. 배송비 3,000원이면은 8,000원이죠. 8,000, 9,000? 이제 여기에 다른 과자 추가하면은 비용이 조금 더 올라가겠지만 배송비는 빠지죠. 그 뭐지? 따로따로 시키면은 따로따로 배송비가 들어가는데 그 뭐지? 같은 곳에서 시키면은 어차피 한 곳에서 배달을 하니까. 밥 먹기 전에 눅눅해지지 않을까요? 제가 지금 이거 언제부터 먹었더라? 한 4일 먹고 있거든요. 3, 4일 먹고 있거든요. 근데 눅눅해지진 않아요. 근데 문제는 이 과자를 옮기면서 과자가 깨질 수는 있어요. 과자, 어난하게 과자라서 그 충격엔 약하잖아요? 그렇다고 그렇다고 과자에 뭔가 싸서 주는 것도 아니고. 그, 닭다리 과자 1kg면은 그, 베개가 어떠한 베개를 기준으로 해야 할지 모르겠는데, 긴 베개 있잖아요. 긴 베개, 긴 베개 기준을 뭐라 잡아야 되지? 베개 사이즈. 다리에 끼고 자는? 약간 그 정도 수준?
Just as was everything last week when we went ahead and had a chance to
멋있다.
go ahead and walk through Onslaught. Now, today we've obviously got a few topics that we touched on last week. We got a new social space to go ahead and check out. We're going to look at some rewards, obviously, and maybe an up close and personal look at the Brave
한국어로
Arsenal.
하는
But of course,
유튜브로
I'm not the
봅시다.
only one who's going to be talking through it.
한국어가 아니라
Just as
화질이 좀 더
last week,
좋은
we went ahead
유튜브로
and had a
봅시다.
chance to go ahead and walk through Onslaught. Now, today we've obviously got a few topics that we touched on last week. We got a new social space to go ahead and check out. We're going to look at some rewards, obviously, and maybe an up close and personal look at the Brave Arsenal. But of course, I'm not the only one who's going to be talking through it. I'm joined by an all-star cast of folks here from the Bungie development.
자막은 영어 자동 생성이라서 좀 다를 수도 있어요.
Here last week, you obviously recognize his face, but Tom Farnsworth, senior design lead, how you doing today?
I'm doing great. Yeah, and a little bit about myself.
문양은 트위치로 봐야 돼요.
For about 12 years, maybe a little longer. It's been a while.
A decade plus.
And obviously, there's some stuff we're going to be looking at today that's kind of like full circle.
Yeah.
With, the Space Tiger logo and the light there from the early days of Destiny, and I've been fortunate to, I was able to place the Kavastov way back.
Yeah.
안녕하세요.
For y'all to pick up.
Oh, did you really?
Yeah, that was something. Obviously, it was
foundation.
Teams are stronger than heroes. It's a big team effort, but there's a few things that I'm really had a chance to work and proud to interact with players. And then there's some things I'm a little more.
피자는 역시 페페로니. 피자는 치즈 피자지.
So follow him on Twitter. Let him know how you thought about that. Right.
And then over the past few years, I've been working on seasons and things like the 30th and Into the Light as a creative lead.
Awesome. Very cool. Thank you very much for your hard work. As someone who's played a lot of it, excited to go ahead and dive in more with even more of it today. And of course, also we're joined by Chris Proctor, senior design lead here at Bungie. Chris, for the fine folks at home who may not have heard you on a podcast or know anything about you, can you tell us a little bit about yourself and what you do here at Bungie?
Yeah, Andy, thanks. I joined Bungie 4.5 years ago as weapons feature lead for Destiny 2. So a bunch of Destiny releases. This will be my 17th.
시니어 디자인 리더.
Yeah.
Going through like a bunch of greatest hits.
Yeah.
It'll be fun.
Yeah, it's going to be cool. We obviously have a lot of stuff to talk through with the Brave Arsenal today, and greatest hits, I think, is probably the best way to describe it. And of course, last but very not least, down at the end, the one and only Kelsey Rice, systems designer here at Bungie. Kelsey, how you doing today?
Hello, I'm doing great.
All right, well,
Thanks for having me.
obviously the third verse, same as the second and the first. For the folks at home who may not know you or know anything about your work, can you tell us a little bit about yourself and what you do here at Bungie?
Yes, I'd love to. First, yes, I'm a systems designer at Bungie. I've been here for about 2.5 years, and I work on a lot of fun
System
stuff,
designer.
like quests and pursuits and progressions, a lot of like spreadsheet design, which
The
I really love.
fabric that holds all of our adventures together, honestly.
Yes.
Very exciting. Well, obviously, you've had a big hand in Into the Light as well today. We're going to go ahead and dive into that here in just a bit. But, before we go ahead and dive on, is there anything you guys are excited about today in particular, or should we just go ahead and show rather than just tell? What do you think? Show it is.
Yeah.
All right, let's go ahead and dive on in. Dive on in, rather. So we're going to start off. We have a brand new social space, the Hall of Champions, that we're going to go ahead and check on out.
Hall of
Kelsey, shall you,
Champion.
Kelsey's the one who's responsible for taking us through that. So shall you
Hall
return
of
to the throne
Champion이면은
world, obviously, and dive on in?
Bring me your tithes.
Perfect, excellent. There are
챔피언의
now,
장소인가?
while we're on the
예,
way,
버려드리려나?
Tom, Hall of Champions is a brand new social space here in Destiny 2. Where is this? Where are we gonna where's this place been? Why are we checking it out now?
So
영웅의 전당.
a little bit
그렇게
of
번역이
the
되겠네.
stage of the tower.
Yeah.
And you're gonna see a few little fun nods here to Destiny history.
Yep. All right, we're looking at it now on screen.
Yeah, we've got Kelsey on screen here. We got SweepyBot, and this is actually the lead up to the Hall of Champions.
This is where they keep it all the time.
Yeah, this is where there's an off season for a lot of the holiday events.
Yeah. Little pile of
And,
snow.
And yeah, there's a little snow there.
운동자 디자인이네요.
Greenery.
Interesting. All right, so we found a bit of the storage room to a degree. So he's carved out space maybe that has been hiding in plain view potentially for other sweeper bots or red jacks around the tower.
And there's some stuff from the Onslaught, this ADU.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Some little
Noah put it here himself.
No, and all this space. Like if we just take a step forward, you're gonna get, there we go. Here's the Champions Hall.
Here
the
we
Hall of
go.
Champions.
All right, so this is the Hall of Champions.
And just like Xur kind of carved out Eternity for the 30th anniversary, Shaxx has kind of set this space aside for us and Into the Light, where all your armor, your weapons, your rewards. This is going to be your home base for Into the Light.
Excellent. Awesome. All right. Well, Kelsey, can you go ahead and show us a little bit? We're going to go ahead and walk up here. We see a whole bed.
디자인은 괜찮은 것 같은데.
Let's go ahead and start there. What are we looking at, and how do we go ahead and start cracking these open, rather?
Yeah. So as you can see, this space is just full of chests.
그러네요, 공허네요.
Here are all the class icons on the floor. A little bit like 30th. You can come here to redeem this currency, trophies of bravery that you're going to earn from completing Onslaught,
시즌 대기
playing
장소네.
the broad game in Destiny. So all of these trophies here, if you progress your hype with Shaxx,
14엔
you'll be able to spend them here at all
14
these
랭크.
chests to get a really
랭크를 올려야 되나
cool
보네.
set of
14
armor.
랭크에
I can pull open my
화폐
characters.
몇 개를 써야 한다.
Looks like on the hunter.
That's right. Also, too, so for the folks at home, we
올리유탄
went ahead
있네.
and mentioned this as well online, but as a quick reminder, this is actually an armor set that is
디자인 나쁘지
that's
않다.
inspired by year one of Destiny 2. Tom, this is the
이렇게
parade
보니까
armor set.
방어구 디자인
What do you refer to
괜찮은데?
as?
So like it's the D2 Year 1 parade armor.
That's right. Yeah, yeah.
You had it in Homecoming. It's kind of a classic set. We're again like full circle here with we were like beginning the Destiny 2 saga there, and now we're kind of ending the fight here. We're getting ready to take the fight to the Witness, and Shaxx has got this iconic set of armor. We're calling it the Parade Armor 2.0.
Yeah.
And everyone can earn it. It's available to all players.
야, 샤크스 저렇게 서 있는 거 왜 이렇게 웅장해 보이냐? 위풍당당하게 서 있네.
For folks out there, we have the hunter here. Actually, Kelsey, can we check out the armor set one more time?
Yeah.
The folks at home. Also, too, so this is an up close and personal look, obviously, at this armor
와,
set.
근데 방어구 스탯 진짜 저렇게까지 낮은 거 진짜 아니야?
Also, too, there is a Titan set and a Warlock set. We should also say that you can go ahead and see in the key art as well. But obviously, this will be arriving on.
와, 방어구 스탯 너무 낮아.
Go hands on, but
50을 넘기는 게 없어. 아, 진짜야?
I wouldn't be upset to go ahead and don that armor.
헌터인데
It's
기동성
really
30.
interesting, like setting all these. We're working on all this stuff because we're kind of waiting to finally see that set, and finally being able to equip it in game was just such a cool experience.
Yeah, honestly.
아니,
So
35로
obviously,
맞출 거면 그냥
we've got
30으로
Rocket
맞춰!
Ship Go ahead and be chasing down, but we're now hanging out with Shaxx, and is that our site over there as well?
Yes, that is our site. And one last chest I want to point out here.
Oh,
too.
please.
This one is going to be your hub for just grinding out weapons. So those
무기 상자.
trophies that you'll be collecting with Shaxx, you can just keep redeeming them here, and you'll be able to get all your guns here. And this one here is we're bringing back the Gift of the Thunder Gods. So if you need to catch up on your power level to make sure that you're like ready to hop right in, that's something you can do as well.
That's right. And honestly,
언더가?
it's again as a reminder, this is available to all players. And so if you've got any friends that
언더가
maybe
시면은
aren't quite
그거
at that
아닌가?
powerful cap, also too actually to double check, this will bring folks up to the powerful cap. Was it?
Powerful, not pinnacle.
That's right. Okay, perfect. All right. So for your
천둥의
friends that want to
공주?
go ahead and dive in right alongside you, even if they maybe haven't played, very much recently, they got a chance to go ahead and just catch right up.
They'll be ready.
Be ready for day one. That's
Yeah.
right. Okay, perfect. So let's go ahead and talk to Shax actually as a starting point. So how are we going to be working?
방금
with Shax?
썬더가
Obviously, he's
시랬죠?
opened up his den of antiquities to us, but Kelsey, can you tell us a little bit more about that?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, so we need to pull out all the stops in defeating the witness. So Shax has opened up his brave arsenal for us.
천둥군주의
As you can see,
선물?
Shax is really
이게 또
like
나오나?
the shining star of this area. I've been kind of panning by all these hollow Shaxes that line the space, which I'll be happy to talk about in a moment.
Oh yes.
But yeah, let's go talk to him and see what he's got. So over the course of Into the Light, as you earn reputation with him, you're going to be able to progress and get all this cool stuff. One thing in particular I want to point out:
Interesting.
this key.
A super black key. Is that what I'm seeing over there, Kelsey?
Yeah.
언락.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah, and I wonder where that goes.
So maybe people that are D1 vets potentially from back in the day might remember
아,
this.
이쪽은
What's this
번역해야 돼서.
symbiote we're looking back here?
Yeah,
이게 뭐야?
right now it's pretty powerful. It's in containment, but if you keep playing Into the Light, you'll be able to get access to the keys you need to unlock this and get access to the shader.
Oh, it's so good. All
예,
right,
지금
so
보는
obviously,
게
yes,
앞으로
as a
곧
reminder,
업데이트
heads
내용입니다.
up to everyone. So one of the ultimate rewards available through this will indeed be the return of the super black shader. It's back, finally. It's back. There's probably some song lyrics to go along with that. I couldn't tell you what they are, but I will say to the Destiny Fashion subreddit, we are prepared for you to go ahead and take this on wholesale. So actually, let's go ahead and take a look. Let's go ahead and just equip.
네,
Super
4월
Black
11일
and give it a look
업데이트.
really quickly.
오.
It does not get much better than that. Excellent. All right.
Yeah.
So Shax is obviously going to be there to help
야,
us with rewards.
해야겠지.
In addition to Brave Arsenal and the armor, Super Black is waiting for us.
야,
Tell us a
해야겠지.
little bit about our site as well. Actually, he's I'm not sure if many people in the chat know about him. He's usually lived in lore entries, but let's go ahead and get a look and see what we're going to be working with him on.
Yeah. So our site has a lot of quests for us, and we did some pretty interesting things, in my opinion, with some of the quests you can pick up from our site. They're going to unlock a couple things. They also have very fun puns that we had a lot of fun working on. So for every single weapon that we're going to be talking about today, there's a corresponding quest. Once you've completed the quest for that weapon, you're going to be able to unlock access to that weapon dropping as rewards. But there's
뭐야,
two other
이름이
really
진짜
cool things,
똑같네?
that we can talk about there.
폴링 길로틴이면은 단두대잖아.
We have
이름이 진짜
these
똑같네.
special limited edition appearances for the Brave Arsenal.
Yeah.
So completing these quests.
이름도 안 바꿨어. 아, 이건 좀.
Copy of these limited edition weapons.
Excellent.
Which I'm happy to show because they look.
아예 대놓고 컨셉을 카피라고 했네.
And you'll unlock attunement, which is something I can talk about in a second.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So let's take a look at some of these.
So here's a look, of course. Obviously,
어,
for folks at home, they
산꼭이네.
may remember this one. I get a hunch that chat.
아, 마이크로 미사일이 프레임으로 들어가네?
So excited. The mountaintop has returned. So this
아예
is,
로켓
for the
프레임이네?
mountaintop,
물리
obviously,
유탄이고.
Chris, we're gonna dive in more with the whole Brave Arsenal in a little bit, but this is, I believe she touched on the limited.
뭐야,
edition
특성이 아니라
version.
프레임이잖아. 그러면 앞으로 더 나온다는 소리네?
What the limited edition variants of these are that are available over the course of Into the Light?
심지어
Yeah, so the
사장총도
Brave
있어.
Arsenal will drop from Onslaught.
무게대가
A
돌아오네?
bit about attunement and whatnot here. There is a low chance that one will drop as a limited edition variant, which comes pre-equipped with a super shiny ornament that's
Yeah.
locked to that weapon.
Yeah.
So the its transit here is the limited edition.
잠깐, 저기
variant.
엣지업
These are
저게
kind of exotic levels of fancy.
Yeah.
So you can't apply shaders to the.
아, 저 이름 뭐였지? 기억이 안 나는데?
Got it.
The ornaments.
열 칼 네 번째 있네, 얘는.
Until the final shape launches.
야, 이제 열 칼을 그냥 막 주네, 그냥.
Continue to be available.
All right. So this is the ultimate I was there version with the limited edition.
근데
on
열 칼
there.
막
Other than
주네?
that, after the final shape launches, people will still be able to get these weapons and keep farming for them.
Yeah, there's like they have super cool visuals.
뭐야, 광란에 저거 사륙의 바람에 같이 붙어 있다고?
The gameplay differences. So if you've got a great
광란에 사륙의 바람에 같이 붙어 있어? 와, 선 시계 넘네. 씨.
All right, we're going to get able to test these out a little bit. So obviously, we're going to go through all of these here
광란의 사르게 바람 손 시계 넘네.
To go ahead and check it out. But also too for the folks that want to go ahead and farm these rolls out. Kelsey, I believe you
아,
just mentioned
변두리
this.
이동이에요?
Can you tell us a little bit about
아.
that before we move on?
Yes, I'd love to. So,
잉두리
one
갑동.
thing
와.
completing these weapon quests, once they're available at our site, is attune to a weapon.
근데
So
복각되는
let's say
무기가
there's
생각보다
one you
많네.
really want to drop. You can bend luck in your favor and make it more likely for that weapon to appear.
그때는 복각되는 무기
For
좀 많네.
example, I can do that now.
다 비켜라 갓돌이 갓똥이랑 막모 파밍하러 가야지.
Chat seems to be pretty hyped on Recluse.
So, if you're looking around, you'll see there's all of these shaxes everywhere, which we just had an absolute blast working with and coming up with. And once you've unlocked attunement, you can just freely do this at any time. You can change your attunement at any time. You can choose which weapon has a higher chance of dropping. So I'm going to do that now. Okay.
There we go.
Got our thumbs up. We're
Get
good.
the affirmation from Shax, never hurts.
Yeah, I can always use more affirmations from
홀로그램 낭만이네.
He shouts them very effectively, I might add.
Yes. So yeah. At any point, you can just visit another one. I could even just go and, unattune and reattune to my heart's content. Just once you've unlocked it, you can do that at any time.
Awesome.
So yeah, pick your favorites that you want to chase, and you'll have a much higher chance of getting them.
Excellent. All right. Obviously, the Hall of Champions has a lot in store. There's even more, obviously, chat than is even here. But
요 홀로그램은
you see
생각보다
what you're
많이
saying, chat. I
있다네요.
feel the electricity in the air. I should also note one more thing. You should all go out and farm with impunity to go ahead and get the rolls you want ultimately, because with the arrival of the final shape, we'll indeed be adding 100 more vault slots. So go out there, grab the rolls, grab
와!
the 7-edge transit, and hold on to them until you
최후의
get
형체
to
때
which one has the god roll.
100개 더 추가해야 돼,
I just
창국한.
wanted to let you know that with the arrival of the final shape,
아, 이거지.
so go ahead and dive on in and grab whatever you
최후의
want.
형제 때 창고 100개 늘어났는데 이거지.
All right.
근데 왜 하필 100개야? 200개
I think that's a
늘려야지.
solid tour of the Hall of Champions. I think maybe at this point we go ahead and start diving on in with the Brave Arsenal. Tom, what are you thinking?
Yeah, I'll hop in. Let's go clean out some lost sectors.
There we go. Excellent.
Yeah.
We got some demos to run as well. All right, everyone. So this is as a quick look at the Hall of Champions as well. Now we're going to go ahead and dive on in and look at the Brave Arsenal. Now, Chris, obviously you were intrinsically involved with kind of setting this whole thing up, with building the Brave Arsenal, deciding what was out there.
Yeah.
Can you tell us a little bit about how you guys landed on this iconic set of Destiny weapons for Into the Light?
Yeah, and we all have our own favorite weapons internally, and wanted to make sure that we delivered on a ton of nostalgia for the whole Destiny 2 weapon set.
Yeah.
If you look on Reddit or Twitter, there are hundreds of weapons that these could be.
Yeah.
Had to narrow it down to 12. It's like we couldn't reasonably fit any more into the activity.
Yeah.
We couldn't necessarily afford to make many more than that.
Here we go.
So it's a whole set of weapons from across Destiny's history. A few recent ones, most
저거 용광로.
earlier in D2's
Yeah.
history.
So for those who have been terrorized by Blast Furnace and the Crucible, it's back now,
용광로.
Yeah.
obviously.
Yeah.
Yeah, honestly, Tom, let's go ahead and just kind of walk through these. Let's go ahead and take us at
Last
Hung Jury,
Stand?
I see next as well.
Sure, I can just. Do you want me to?
Okay,
I'll just
start with the
mouse
blast.
over them here. Blast furnace, hung jury,
Jury returns
Ichi.
as well.
session.
For anyone that hasn't had a chance to dive into Deepstone Crypt, they can get their hands on a raid weapon as well.
Yeah, I should just touch on Succession, and there's
Yeah, please.
Forbearance in there as well. But these are fairly recent weapons, but they
얘석은 왜
are-
있냐?
by default, you have to own the release that those raids came out in. So you have to own Beyond Light if you want to get Succession. You have
Right.
to own Witch Queen if you want to get Forbearance.
Yeah.
The Onslaught versions of these weapons, or the Brave Arsenal versions, are available to all players. So you get a taste of what, the raw power of a raid weapon.
Yeah. Which honestly, once you get Succession in your hands, suddenly everything feels.
아,
so
너무 빨리
alive.
지나갔어. 못 봤어.
It's like a ton of bricks. Let's see. We also have, there we go, Midnight Coup. For anyone who watched last week, thank you, Noah, as well, for going ahead and showing this off. Midnight Coup obviously makes an incredibly
한밤중에
triumphant
만남.
return. Actually, can you adjust it just so it shows the waves in the shader, Tom? There we go.
There we go.
Just,
폭발 탄약의 물리진도.
harkens back to
폭발
one of my
탄약도
favorite times
넣어놨네.
in the Black Armory.
아,
All
씨,
right,
저
so we have a
기본 특성
full list here.
제대로
So
못
we've gone
봤어.
over all of them in the primary slot. Let's go ahead and move on down to the
기본
green
안녕 자체가 이쁘네.
as well. Obviously, Recluse chat, you've all noticed that. We're just as happy that it's back as you are. Let's go ahead and take a look
네,
at what else we got.
유튜브가 딜레이가 좀 있어요.
Luna's Howl, of course. Actually,
오.
in particular with Luna's Howl, I know we were
아래
talking
포효가
about this a little
복각하는데
earlier,
심지어
but,
그것도
these
복각하네.
weapons are not necessarily their previous estate just kind of held in stasis, but you guys have brought them forward with new perks. You've kind of done some redesigns as well. With Luna House in particular, you were mentioning that
살상도 있네. 치유탄 창에 해양 속성의 무기고.
Yeah, in its original shipping form, that was way too strong because it would let you two-tap a Guardian in PvP incredibly fast with the perk up.
Yeah.
180 RPM. So we've brought Luna's Howl forward as a 140
장엄한 포요.
RPM hand cannon, but it retains the precision frame, so it's super easy to control the recoil.
Yeah.
그러네요. 180 아니라 140으로 돌아오네.
Perk. So that now lets you build up stacks of super bullets, a little bit reminiscent of Hawkmoon,
Yeah.
with precision final blows.
Yeah.
And then you can unleash those on Guardians to do massive damage. You can get a two-tap, but it requires...
근데 특성이 바뀌어서 나오네.
Yeah.
And obviously a very strong...
장엄한 포효가 특성이 바뀌어서 나와.
Yeah, gotta bide your time and actually land those headshots.
Yeah.
I'm saying that mostly to myself in the mirror as I get upset for losing another round of trials, but
So we had two hand cannons in this release, Midnight Coup and Luna's Howl.
that's right, yeah.
We assigned those to two different designers.
Yeah.
And there's a competition going on to see which one is more popular or is more effective.
Oh, really? So everyone out there in chat right
going
now should let us know which one of those two ends up being their favorite.
Yep.
We have an actual debt to settle internally here by the sounds of it. Which one do you think is going to win, Chris?
I'm a little biased.
Little biased?
I have my Midnight Coup from the Leviathan raid still in my vault.
Oh, yeah.
I'm deeply attached to that weapon.
Fair enough. All right.
We'll see.
Let's see here. All right. Also, Elsie's. So actually, here's a cool one as well.
Yeah.
This is no longer the Stranger's rifle. This is Elsie's rifle now.
Yeah, Elsie's no longer a stranger.
아, LC's
Yeah, this is
라이플.
a really iconic Destiny 1 weapon that everyone who played through the Destiny 1 campaign would have acquired.
헐시업.
This rifle.
헐시업 전설 버전이네요.
As close to its original feel as we could manage, updated. for
LC가 LC 브레이죠.
a ton of cool new traits. It's really a very, very strong, high impact
Yeah.
pulse rifle. It's running the rewind rounds perk,
Oh, yeah.
which we made for Bolt of Glass.
Yeah.
The D2 version, which harks back to the
LC's 라이플.
on the
공허고 데스페라도가 있네요.
Filthy, if I might say, with Zen Moment and Desperado on there. Like that's.
Desperado, yeah.
Did the room get colder, or what just happened? Honestly. And also too, so there's a
아,
new,
설명할
actually,
시간이
over there,
없도록 바뀌기
Thomas,
전
I might
오리지널
actually
총.
bring that back up. There's a new origin trait, pardon me, as well on these.
Yeah, that's right. So yeah, the indomitability trait, final blows with a light subclass equipped grant grenade energy, and with a dark subclass equipped grant melee energy.
Excellent.
So you get like that sort of duality, and they're reasonably strong perks.
Yeah, designed to keep you in the fight either way.
Yep.
Excellent. All right, Tom, let's go ahead and keep checking out. What else do we have in store here? Forbearance as well. So this is, you were talking about obviously getting that taste of raid weapons.
Yeah.
안용이네요.
Go ahead and bring Forbearance forward also too into the light. Like, what did you add new perks into the pool, or what did you guys end up doing to kind of retain that classic feel?
Yeah, so we wanted it to feel like the Witch Queen version, but with slightly updated.
인싸
perks.
무기들은 다 넣은 것 같은데.
Fairly similar, but with a couple of spicy
아,
additions. So
기본
notice
특성.
disruption
빛 직업이면은
rate,
수류탄 회복, 어둠 직업이면 근능 회복.
Super, super strong.
Yeah.
It's not something that you get on the original
That'd be
version.
disgusting.
Yeah. but
타이탄이면은 근능 회복이면은 괜찮지. 어둠 직업이면은 근능 회복이니까 타이탄이면은 해볼 만하고.
Same is true of any other weapons which had already shipped with origin traits.
Yeah. Oh, it looks so good with that ornament on there. And of course, I think was that a limited edition ornament on the Recluse as well that you have over there?
Yep. There's
Yeah,
a base
just
and
look at the.
Oh, let's take a look. There we go. That's, again, the ultimate I was there. As you go ahead and begin your showdown with the Witness, with the arrival of the final shape, doesn't hurt to have one of these sitting on your hip, obviously, to go ahead and make a statement the moment you walk into the room.
Yeah, and this one is the curated version. The natural drops of the limited edition variants do have
Double perk up? That's right. Yeah. Excellent. And of course, our beloved Edge Transit.
Yeah,
Couldn't
when
keep
we
it
were-
away if we wanted to.
When we were looking at the fan favorite weapons, like we wanted to bring forward some of the strongest weapons from Forsaken.
Yeah.
Everybody has like fond memories of blasting away raid bosses with that transit.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding. There's
증려 지점이 세 번째 있네.
associated with this weapon.
Yeah.
We actually brought it forward as one of the strongest.
가장총,
heavy ammo grenades.
광폭.
Yeah, I was going to say, we were talking about that earlier. You're saying this one just hits like an absolute ton of bricks now.
Oh yeah, you can see some of the perks there. It's pretty wild.
I mean, honestly, yeah, this is already looking pretty good. This is one that would obviously find a home in my loadout. My Void one specifically.
저게
I'm also
진짜
good at that kind of thing.
온갖
What
밈을
else
다
do we have
생성했던
here
무기지.
in this bottom row? The one and only, the falling guillotine. Now, actually, one thing that you mentioned as we were kind of talking about this earlier as well that was kind of cool is this is also going to be probably the first sword outside of those available in Crota's End, I believe, that has sword logic on it as well.
Yeah, that's
Potential to
right.
roll with sword logic.
Seemed like a great opportunity to put that perk on something that isn't from that raid, and
Yeah.
a little bit earlier than we would normally put raid perks onto a new weapon.
Yeah. I'm also going to
Seemed
echo
like-
chat here for a second. Is that Eager Edge I see on there?
That is an Eager Edge, yeah.
Okay.
It'll only be the second sword outside
뭐만 하면 10칼 넣어.
30th anniversary.
Yeah.
Have access to
It
that.
would basically just be the slammer and then the falling guillotine
Yeah.
from that's it. That's actually exciting.
Yeah, and this one has like the classic void perk combo of repulsor brace,
Yeah.
destabilizing rounds. So
저게 공허 특성이라서 헌터는 할만하죠. 격파자보다는 할만하지.
We're also joined by
헌터가.
the Hammerhead. Hammerhead, honestly. It's as long as you're dipping your toe into the world of the Black Armory, this is obviously one that has to come.
저게 디자인이 저렇게 보여도 이름이 똑같기 때문에 스킨을 다 쓸 수 있을 거예요.
Is one that lives on in my memories and my dream journals, honestly, at this point. This is looking fantastic. All right, so we have a whole cast of characters. Now, Tom, you've got some loadouts set up. You've got some lost sectors that you're going to go ahead and start diving in on. I vote you go in there and start tearing it up. So we're already there. Okay, that's fantastic.
The classic
폭전 안 나오나?
top recluse
폭전
combo
있으면
here.
좋을 것 같은데. 왜냐면은 빛 하위 직업이면은 그
Rocket
뭐야?
jump.
That's right. So I was
아,
actually
미친 말도 안 돼.
one of the things that was really
진짜야?
cool sort of seeing this development process behind the scenes.
마이크로
was,
미사일이 프레임으로 바뀌면서 저렇게 바뀌었네.
retaining that classic
로켓 점프가 가능하네. 와.
But you've kind of done some redesigns and expanded even just on the
마이크로 미사일 특성이라서 로켓 점프가 되게
How do you guys kinda go
바꿔놨어.
about the process of sort of rebuilding these weapons for this modern era of Destiny?
Yeah, I mean, we held off on bringing Mountaintop into the sort of modern Destiny because it was just way too strong in both PvP and in PvE.
Yeah.
In PvP, it was like a pretty unpleasant meta when Mountaintop was part of everyone's loadout, so we definitely didn't want it to be able to one-hit kill even with a direct hit in PvP anymore.
Fair.
So we've reduced that a little bit. But we also saw how excited people were for the Danger Zone rocket launcher perk, launching you into the air. So we've made that part of the base behavior of the new micro missile frame grenade launcher intrinsic. So you do super low self-damage and give yourself a massive physics impulse.
Yeah. The Team Fortress 2 soldier mains are just suddenly dusting off.
근데 이렇게 되면은 레이드는 복각이 안 될 것 같은데.
So obviously too is going
아니
ahead and adding
무기들을
this
아니
value
이런
to the
무기들을
intrinsic feel of
이
the
속으로
weapons.
컨텐츠에서 다
Were there any others in
내보낸다면은
particular when you guys were working on it where you're like, yes,
레이드가
this
복각이 되려나?
is
레이드
how this
복각 안 될 것
change needs to
같은데.
go. Like obviously Magnificent Howl got a change, but is there anything else in that pool that feels like it was really kind of a cool leap forward for these weapons?
I think Blast Furnace is a good example because the Black Armory version rolled with scopes, which like everyone would just pick the best scope. Like internally, we felt like the Rasmussen ISA scope was like by far the best, really, really clean.
Yeah.
And with the changes to damage fall off on weapons, zoom doesn't matter that much anymore anyway.
Yeah.
So it comes pre-equipped with that scope geometry, but it can roll barrels instead. So you get all the benefits of stats.
Oh, awesome.
Stats are already pretty juiced.
Yeah.
But you have that classic scope geo.
Actually, also too, to channel chat one more time, as a quick heads up as well, these weapons, while they won't be craftable, they are going to be enhanceable. Is that correct?
Correct, yeah. So these weapons will retroactively be enhanceable when the final shape comes out. So any
아,
drops that you
잠깐만.
get during this initial period, you'll be able to enhance them.
Excellent. Okay, so you want to make sure to really hold on to those god rolls that Light.gg went ahead and told you about. Yeah. All right, so Tom, you've swapped your loadout now. Is this Blast Furnace we see you were?
Yeah, you were just talking about Blast Furnace, so I thought I'd hop over to it.
It's thematic, yeah.
Nice and smooth, like it always was.
Kelsey, actually too on your side, you know, obviously having this new tapestry of
전설
rewards
조각
to work with
없어졌죠.
is pretty exciting. As you kind of went ahead and
싸움
sort of hatched your plans of how players would go about getting these, kind of what role did these weapons play, I guess, in the overall reward structure?
Yeah, of course. So we wanted the rewards of this release to be all about the weapons. I mean,
Yeah.
the shining stars, they're awesome. So I saw people are asking a little bit about what we're going to be getting from Onslaught.
Yeah.
There's a lot of chests in there, and every single chest has a weapon in it, and all of those chests can react to attunement. So if you attune to a weapon, anytime you see a chest, it's going to happen. So
Excellent.
every set, not every wave, that'd be crazy. Every set, there's a chest with a weapon in it. If you do it at higher difficulty, there are 2 chests. They both have weapons in them. And if you keep the ADU alive throughout the entirety of Onslaught, there's another bonus chest available. So you can get a lot if you just keep yourself kicking and get all the way through there, keep the ADU up. There's a lot of guns.
행방이에요
Those
이거.
folks who are going to dive into the Legend 50-wave version of Onslaught are going to be well rewarded for those efforts. I'm asking partially for myself, obviously, as well, and my fire team at home who might be listening.
Weapons team is really excited about attunement because it it gives players some control over the drops that they get, but it retains the excitement of those drops. Like you will get your blast furnace dropping from the chest. You don't have to go and focus it or anything like that.
Yeah.
Which we love that.
Actually, also too is you guys are also players of the game. Chris, were there any roles or weapons in particular where it was just your personal favorite that you had a lot of fun with in a playtest, or?
Probably of these weapons, my favorite is blast furnace.
Yeah.
With that classic scope and the role that I've got on.
개발진이 게임을 잘해도 문제이지 않을까요?
Yeah.
야, 게임 이렇게 잘할 거면 잘할 시간에
Really nasty.
개발이나 하라고.
Yeah, I'm definitely going to. I'll put another few.
그냥 그렇다 합시다.
in Crucible.
I'll be right there with you, honestly. The moment I can put Dead Man's Tail down again, then that will be the one that'll pick up immediately after. Kelsey, also too, is I know we were talking a little bit earlier. You've been deep into the Onslaught playtests as well. So that means in addition to the Brave Arsenal, you've got everything else at your beck and call. What are some cool builds you've been working on, honestly, to go ahead and really emphasize these new weapons?
Yeah, I've been really enjoying Solar Warlock. I found is really fun in Onslaught because you can find a lane and just completely nuke it if you get your unlimited grenades going. You can just completely destroy. So I've been really partial to Luna's Howl.
Fair.
I tend to get a little feral, a little too excited. Sometimes having kill clip on it or something can give me that extra staying power I need to keep that ADU up.
It's part of, you got to be in the fight as much as you possibly can, and I say that partially as a Void Hunter who crutches on invisibility and runs away right away, so I understand and respect the hustle that I don't end up having. Also too, we got a question from chat from Lil Camino, I think is how you pronounce the name. My mistake if you didn't get it correct. But just to reiterate, will these weapons be attainable after the final shape arrives?
Yes, the base weapons will be, but the limited edition variants with those sweet ornaments will not.
Excellent. All right. So again, make sure you go ahead and dive on in once Into the Light is here.
일부러 저거 보여주는 거 좀 킹받네.
More or less, at least again, speaking for myself. So also too is I heard you guys mention briefly curated roles as well, because kind of like a part of the quests process, was it with Shaxx or our site rather?
With our site, yes.
Thank you. That's right. So is this one that you guys have set up where it's this is the go-to role? This is from our opinion, one of our favorites, or what was the process of kind of building those curated roles?
Yeah, we try to deliver something which is an extremely good role, not necessarily the single perfect role, because we want you to have a reason to go in and get excited for those drops.
Yeah.
But we would say they're a 70-80% god roll.
Yeah.
Kind of thing.
Yeah. On the way, certainly.
Yeah.
And also too is remember everyone, we're getting 100 more vault slots once the final shape comes out, so go ahead and just farm away. Now's the time.
Yeah.
Sorry, Kelsey, were you going to say something more?
Yeah, we also just wanted to make sure people weren't completely at the mercy of RNG when it comes to getting these limited edition variants. So if you log in, you do those quests at our site, you can get one guaranteed copy of a limited edition of each weapon with that curated role.
Yeah.
오,
So we're
뭐야.
getting, again, I think obviously Tom is here in the heat of battle, so to speak. But the origin trait, we just got another question about actually. So for the folks at home, it's indomitability, or?
Yes.
Thank you. All right. And that one, can you again walk through that origin trait for us one more time?
Yeah, so on Final Blows, it grants you grenade energy if you're running a light subclass.
Here we go. We got it on screen.
Yeah, there we go. So yeah, which would be Arc Void or Solo, or melee energy if you're running a Darkness subclass, which would be Stasis or Strand.
Got it. Okay. So I can go in there's a stasis man and just throw all the shurikens I possibly have. Yeah. There's a more technical name for that. I'm sorry. I got it wrong.
저러면은 뭐지? 뚜렷한 회복이면은 태양은 좀 괜찮지 않을까?
Kind of at the beginning about what it was like to
얘로
pare down this list of
태양이면은
Can
걔
you tell us a little bit about
헌터면은 어린 암카라도 있고 또 오록이면은 스타파이어나 다른 것들도 있으니까 할만하지 않을까?
Weapons. And if we'd gone by lists on the internet or even internally, could easily have ended up being half hand cannons. We had to restricted ourselves to 2.
Fair.
There were a lot that could easily have made the cut that we just couldn't We just couldn't fit them in.
That's right. I mean, honestly, though, between Midnight Coup and Luna's Howl, like a very, very solid cast to go ahead and come out of the gate here with.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're really strong. And
They,
yeah, we definitely wanted to get that spread of experience across the first few years of Destiny 2 as well.
Yeah, honestly. And also, too, is even, recalling all the way back to the Black Armory. That's, I think, a set of weapons that so many of us think back to so fondly. Again, I think one of the goals here was to go ahead and retain that original feel. You guys went ahead and added in a bunch of new perks. Can you tell us what that process was like in terms of making sure those perks matched up with that feel of the weapon?
Yeah, and in cases where we have multiple weapons in the same archetype shipping, so we've got 2 pulse rifles, 2 hand cannons, we assigned those to different designers and made sure that the roles that they occupy in the sandbox were sufficiently different. We also would look at the most popular roles that the weapons had originally and make sure that those still appear on the weapons. It meant having to redesign some perks, which would be too strong in today's sandbox.
Yeah.
That kind of thing. But yeah, and then introducing, when you go and you look at a blast furnace in your vault or something, you're like, man, I wish I could roll X perk that came out after that, right?
Yeah.
And made sure we put a few of those in there as well.
Yeah, and there's also, I'm not sure if we've seen it on screen yet, but there's a new perk that'll be joining this pool as well, won't there?
Yeah, there is. There's in this build, it's called Last Stand. The shipping name is different.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's a pretty sweet perk. If we could bring up the description of that when Tom is out of danger.
Which weapon is that on?
There was one. It was on Blast Furnace, I think. Yeah.
Let me get a shot.
Oh, there we go. All right, well, we'll let him defend himself
Yes,
briefly.
yes.
But we do have a couple questions from chat as well. So there's one that asks, Flo's Knuckles, I believe. There we go. Can we grind Onslaught multiple times for multiple drops? I'm assuming this is just go ahead and dive on it and grind to your heart's content.
Yes,
Find
you'll
a
be
blow.
getting weapons every run. You'll also be getting currency from shacks that you can bring back and you can throw in that chest that I showed you. So you can just keep opening that chest. Just keep going.
Dive on it, honestly. Yeah, go ahead and chase that roll, whatever you want. Also, too, one more quick question from chat. Mega125358, pardon me, Mega, asks, can you take the limited edition ornament off and put it on another copy of the weapon, or is it just on that one weapon?
So you can remove it. You can't put it on something else.
Cool.
It's locked to the weapon that it dropped on.
Makes sense, yeah. I mean, honestly, when it looks that good, you just gotta go ahead and stick with what you got, you know?
Yeah, if players have a favorite shader that they want to put on a weapon, they can remove it and put the shader on.
Yeah, that's true.
Can't shade the ornament.
You can go ahead and photo finish it up to your heart's content, obviously, that opportunity. Or super black, obviously, when the time arrives. All right. So, Tom, what are you running right now?
I've just been hopping around with all the weapons here. Now I've got Blast Furnace and Elsie's rifle on. I know double primary isn't always meta, but
We're gonna make it meta for the sake of this.
they're both
particular lost sector.
pretty solid weapons.
For purposes of illustration.
Now here's that new perk that you both were talking about, Last Stand. On
Again, reminder, this
Blast
name will be
Furnace.
changing in the live version.
Yep.
Yeah, so weapon final grows.
지금은 라스트 스탠드지만 향후 이름이 바뀐다.
Larger damage bonus that can stack. So once you get this perk really rolling, it's very strong.
Yeah.
Sustain it.
Nice way to go ahead and clear out a bunch of red bars and then take down that yellow bar with ease if you
Yep.
go ahead and do everything correctly.
Yeah, it ties nicely into the origin trait as well, because the origin trait grants you energy for your abilities, and then you get bonus damage for getting ability final blows.
Yeah, really creates that loop. Honestly, you just become the self-fulfilling prophecy of death at that point, which as a guardian is never a bad place to find yourself, frankly. Let's see here. Actually, also too is, I know we touched obviously on Chris's personal favorite being Blast Furnace. Kelsey, was there anything when you saw this land back on the list of the Brave Arsenal where you were like, finally, that one's back?
I was real excited about Luna's Howl.
I mean, that's just smart, honestly. That just makes sense. Tom, how about you? Is there anything in particular that obviously having taken such a big hand in helping design and sort of define all this stuff, what are your favorite weapons and roles that have come out of this?
I'm pretty basic, pretty easy. I really am excited about Recluse and Mountaintop.
Yeah.
Like I just love that combo of being able to get in close with an SMG and get the damage perk going and feeling really powerful, then being able to switch to the grenade launcher.
와, 자장총 붙는 거 자장총 붙으니까 솔직히 체감된다. 자장총 붙으니까.
It's just fun.
I can already imagine some Strand Hunter doing that above me and then immediately diving on top of me in the crucible.
And I look forward to not accidentally blowing myself up, but it's a lot harder to do now. I remember with Mountaintop back in the day, I would just shoot my feet on purpose, and like it was usually like an instant death, and so you can really you get a lot more up close and personal with it.
Yeah, let's see. Fit nicely into a lot of builds. Honestly, I can already see a Tommy's matchbook build with that. Just floating up there in the sky as a warlock, just murdering everyone. But that is to say, now there's an opportunity for more than just warlocks to be the floating weapon platforms out there.
저러면은 그 크로타의 최후에서도 써먹을 수 있지 않나? 산곡 점프면은?
Particularly with the redesign of Manticore.
뭐지?
there's a
크로타의 최후에서
function, I don't know how
크로타
super
최후
effective
첫 번째
mountain top to launch
쪽에서는
yourself way up into the air,
Yeah.
그
switch over to
이동이 좀
Manticore,
떨어지잖아요.
hover around.
Just seems like a fever dream I had one time, honestly. Also, too, for the folks at home that may not have seen.
근데 저거 산꼭대기 써가지고 바닥으로 점프하고 그
그
다음에 그 그랩 써가지고 날아가고.
The way you use the weapon is fairly similar. We've tightened up its activation, so it will no longer activate if you're running downstairs and that kind of thing, which is pretty irritating. You can also just deactivate it by holding reload, and it will do that quick special reload animation.
Oh, very nice.
Before you have to wait for it to expire or like switch off the weapon.
Yeah.
And then the catalyst, instead of just giving you damage resistance,
그렇죠. 유탄 그랩하고 10칸하고
which
Oh, nice.
of course also
유탄으로 떠오르고 그래파
tie into
유탄으로 떠오르고
a pretty synergistic way.
Very nice.
그 뭐지? 아군이 던진 그거 붙잡고 날아가는 거지. 탈에 갈고 그 뭐 탈에 붙잡고 날아가는 거지.
Increases enemy accuracy against you, similar to the always on time sparrow. So
Yeah.
you've got a ton more like damage resistance. You've got an overshield, and enemies are missing you all the time. So it's combined with being able to launch yourself up into the air easily with mountaintop.
Yeah.
It's good fun.
That's also too actually. We got a question from chat that is, what's the difference between the new perk and Golden Tricorn? They sound pretty similar.
They do have kind of similar functionality. The big one is that the Golden Tricorn bonus is large, but doesn't stack once you get it. So the uptime on the new perk, whose name I can't remember,
Yep.
it's not in this book, we changed it, is that the uptime is higher.
Excellent. Okay, makes sense. Also, too, it's we got another chat as well. Chat question, pardon me, I should say. Will the weapon ornaments for Luna's Howl and the Recluse be equipable for the new versions of those weapons?
Yes, they will.
Oh, awesome.
Both for the base versions and for the variants, you can equip any ornaments that you've got. Players have already noticed that some of those are showing up later in the season.
Yeah.
In the Bright Dust Storm.
For anyone out there that might go and check through the database.
따지고 보니 유출이 맞았네요.
Potentially.
에버버스
Yes or no, but maybe.
에버버스에서 사용할 수 에버버스 장식 다 사용할 수 있다.
Excellent. All right, so we're doing a pretty good job here, Tom. I gotta say, it seems like you're making some pretty good, quick work of these lost sectors.
Yeah, I mean,
It's like he's played them before.
Maybe once or twice, potentially. You never know.
it did work on EDZ. It's been a while though.
So Tom, actually also too is, as you've kind of been helping sort of build a lot of what Into the Light is going to be, what was the role that these weapons played? Like why is Shaxx choosing now to go ahead and re-equip us with this particular set of antiquities?
And part of the idea is that it's like this forbidden arsenal, right? The things that aren't, that we've kind of set aside, at least in the Crucible and other spaces, and now in this kind of dire time with our backs against the wall, we need to, kind of set aside those conventions and really take every advantage we can in the fight against the Witness, and kind of like having players in this moment.
아프나 달포 보여달라고 에임이 쿨에서 못 보겠다고요?
To hop in and play if you haven't been playing.
기단을 써도 에임이 이 정도인데 헨켄 쓰면 에임이 더 안 좋지.
As long as you show up every week, you do the work.
기단이니까 에임이 이 정도인
You're
거지.
going to get like an incredible arsenal.
Yeah, particularly if you had been like looking at some of the meta heavy grenade launchers. You can just walk in and get edge transit and like be like competitive already.
Yeah. And also too, I just got word from back at home that also Noah is apparently back at home after last week's stream in chat, cheering everyone on. So if everyone out there wants to give him a quick yeah, great in chat, now's the time. He's listening. Excellent. Alrighty.
콘솔 패드라는 거
Roller
같은데.
coaster on a mountaintop.
Oh yeah.
패드 만지는 소리가 날리는데.
I've got a Fighting Lion, Pardon Our Dust loadout that obviously hinges pretty heavily on autoloading holster because I never want to stop shooting any grenades. I'm one of those. I'm sorry, everyone. We're getting some love for Noah in the chat. All right, love to see it. So also too, actually, over the course of developing kind of this new reward structure.
헤드인데
was there
이
anything about
정도가
you,
이
like,
정도면은
alright, this is
괜찮지.
the moment. Like Onslaught is set up just right. Like what was it like kind of building this
이거
structure before you go
이게
ahead and just reinvest
이거
it?
이게 개인 계정이 아니라 그거일 수도 있어요.
I think when we
그
finally
뭐지?
got
개발자
the
전용 계정이라서.
explosion going,
Yeah.
There's this whole conversation and how we want it to feel when you open the chest and all this stuff and all these people working together doing tech stuff to make sure it all
본 계정이 아니니까 테스트 계정이라서.
and then finally getting in there and just running through and seeing everything just
Yeah.
like I guess all of your work just like flying through the air in space was just really satisfying and it really felt like it was coming together. I'm also really partial to when we start getting more icons and world art coming in. The space really started to feel tangible when Shax finally had the guns in his hands in the
Yeah.
in the
야,
in all the
폭발 타냐.
Shaxes for a while. They're just like
right.
this,
Did you guys have that vision of the Hollow Shaxes like right away? You were like, this is how we want it to be, or was it just what was the evolution of that space like when you guys were building it?
It was really fun working with world art and all this stuff. We had a bunch of people in the room. Everyone who's dedicated to the space
이거
and stuff
방어구
was
스탯 보면은
absolutely
전 있고 절대 못 가요.
brainstorming together and
50이
coming up with all
스탯
this
50 넘는
stuff.
게 하나도 없어.
So it was a huge collaborative process, and I think that's what's so magical about working in games is you get to work with all these people who know
방어구 스탯 50 넘는 게 하나도 없어가지고 전 입고 가면은 그냥 뒤져요.
Actually, also too, we got one more quick question from chat.
전 입고
that
못
caught
가.
my eye. Is the Master of Arms perk as powerful as before?
No, it's had to be toned down a little bit.
Fair. Yeah.
Yeah, it's still very strong. But yeah, that original version is pretty wild.
Kind of in a league of its own, certainly. All right, Tom. So what's your strat right now? Is it basically just Old West gunslinger?
Yeah, I mean, I haven't had a chance to play with all these guns either, so I'm just having fun over here. Like you can do your stream over there. I'm just gonna play with Midnight Coup here, which just it just feels so snappy and crispy. Like I just gotta point it in the right direction. It
This
does
one
a lot
has
of the work.
explosive rounds and kinetic tremors. Is that what it has? Or
Yeah,
Yeah, that's right.
like you can just you don't even
개발자도
really need to be that accurate, I guess.
개발자도
Just
모든 무기를 써보지
just kind of
못했대요.
shoot around enemies. And
make
it
them
does.
dance. Like
지들도 개발하느라 만지지 못했나 보지.
Pretty sure this is still the highest aim assist of any legendary hand cannon in the game too.
Oh, is that so?
Yeah.
That's what are some roles, by the way? So obviously, I think they each kind of have their different PvP and PvE flavors. But in the PvE trenches, are there any roles in particular with this new kind of set of perks that you were really caught off guard by or surprised by?
I mean, Firefly Kinetic Tremors is really, really strong. I think that was actually the role that Noah was running last week.
Yeah, he was making it look pretty good,
Yeah,
thankfully.
he's smart.
And Noah's all right at the game, as it turns out.
Yeah. What else? I think the role that we've got here on Edge Transit, which is Cascade Point left column.
Yeah.
Being able to just like mag dump
Yeah.
a whole drum grenade launcher, it's really strong.
Yeah.
The burst damage potential is wild.
And also too, actually, another question for
그래.
chat. To get the double perk
뭐지?
rolls on the
얘는
weapons, do you have to do high-level
얘는
onslaughts,
그
or is there a chance for them to drop with double perks in each column?
망치버리는 사운드랑
There
이펙트
is
때문에
always
쓰는
a
거지.
chance. Those are the limited edition variants. Yeah.
Yeah, and also too, just a quick reminder is the quests from from our site rather. Those ones have a higher chance of giving you one of the limited edition variants, or
Those give you the curated ones, right? The
Yes,
Curated?
those
That's
are
right,
the
thank
curated
you.
ones. So pretty much that's a guarantee that you can get them. But anytime you get a brave weapon, there's a chance that it will have.
야, 반동 안
double
높은 것
perks
같은데?
and the awesome appearance on it. So
Very cool.
that was actually a really fun thing. Once it kind of got that implemented, playing through the first time, you just naturally got one.
Yeah.
Like you'll be in a playtest, like, oh, I got one. I got
Yeah.
a limited edition one. It's just a really fun.
it's
fun
kind of
feeling.
even just that excitement of like when you're out there doing a dungeon farm or whatever the case is, and you're checking through all the guns that are sitting in your mailbox, and you're just like, oh, that initial set of rolls is pretty cool, and then you click in and you're like, wait, I can curate this to exactly what I want it to be. Like that moment's always pretty rewarding, honestly. So as a quick reminder to everyone in chat, so the Brave Arsenal will be able to drop from Onslaught at every stage, was it? Every 10 levels?
Yes, every set.
Excellent. Okay, set. Thank you very much. All right. See, this is we have the experts here, obviously.
또 장비들은 매
alright,
맹공격
Tom, what's next
그
on the
뭐지
list?
10스테이지 이후로 나오는 그 상자 있잖아요. 그 거기서 획득할 수 있다고 하네요.
I don't know what it's called, but it's on the top of the rocks here, I think, right? That's where it's at? I'm trying to remember.
So you just go ahead and drop on down in.
Oh, there it is.
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah.
Those fallen aren't going to be safe for long.
Yeah. Can't die from full damage anymore.
It's true. That would. Who could possibly do that? That's what we have the mountaintop to do, or to use for rather to get those kills on ourselves.
Oh, wrong way. This is the right way.
And actually, also too, so a lot of questions in chat about the pools of perks that are going to be available, the weapons that are going to be available. You and your team over on the weapons team have also gone ahead and authored a blog that will be hitting Bungie.net tomorrow, I believe.
Yeah, that's going to list out all of the weapons and all of the perks that can appear on them. So no mystery about the perk pools as of tomorrow.
Yeah, excellent. So there will be plenty of opportunities for all the build crafters out there to go ahead and go nuts and kind of imagine their most exciting opportunities, really. Actually, so also too, we've talked a lot about the Brave Arsenal. Let's go ahead and touch on the parade set again. What was kind of the inspiration behind that set and kind of bringing it forward now? This is kind of like a full circle moment, rather, that I know Tom was mentioning. But why is Shaxx choosing now to equip us with this armor set?
I frankly wasn't as
적을
as
처치한
involved
것에
in those
비례해서
Actually,
스택이
it was actually
쌓이고 그
really,
스택을 쌓고
fun,
나서 재장전을 하면은
beautiful.
그 스택으로 데미지가 올라가서 해야 그걸로 데미지를 때려 잡는다 라는 그런 거 같고 약간 매의 달이랑 반대로 생각하면 될 것 같은데 매의 달 같은 경우에는 그 적을 처치하거나 약점을 맞춘 것을 비례해서 마지막 탄약을 세게 때린다는 건데 이번 장엄한 포효 같은 경우 적을 처치한 것의 숫자에 따라서 스택이 쌓이고 무기 재장전을 하면은 그 스택으로 쫘라락 해서 데미지 빵 터트리는
Gotta have that classic look, obviously. And obviously getting a chance to go ahead and chase down Super Black doesn't hurt either.
Looks very cool when you break it out of containment. Won't say much.
Excellent, alrighty. So let's go ahead and take one more quick run through. So this, is there anything else actually? So I know we've had a chance to walk through the Brave Arsenal. Tom, in particular on your side, we've gone ahead and kind of gone around the horn over here. Is there anything about this kind of new set of weapons and sort of the role they play and into the light that's got you excited about kind of the overall sandbox now that we're going to have available to us?
I'm really excited about a lot of these weapons are they're not god rolls, but they're pretty close to it. Like if you show up every week and you do the weekly quest, you're gonna get something.
다처탄과의 차이점은 다처탄은 그 발동하고 나서 시간이 지나면은 다처탄은 꺼지잖아요. 얘는 꺼지지 않는다는 거야. 대신에 그리고 다처탄 같은 경우에는 그 일정 시간 동안 무기 데미지가 상승하는 거지만 장엄한 포효 같은 경우에는 이제 스택 비례이기 때문에 한 방이 강해지거나 아니면은 적을 처치하기 전까지는 데미지가 강하는 거죠.
And then you can dump the whole mag in like 2 or 3 seconds, which is really powerful. And I think people are going to find a lot of great synergies between these weapons. Like I was even like mountaintop.
다처탄과의 차이점이 명확하죠.
And Cascade Edge Transit felt great. Like I could like use the SMG while my mountaintop is reloading, and then like getting kills with those activates Cascade Point, and I can swap over and dump the mag for Edge Transit, and like I could see similar things with Hammerhead. And for Barons, or with Elsie's rifle.
걸작 같은 경우도 이펙트가 괜찮은 것 같은데요.
Some classic weapons here that
이펙트가 저렇게 바뀌는 것 같은데.
I'm really excited for Blast Furnace to be back, and I'm excited to see what it does to the meta with these being like relevant in the power game again, and being something that is accessible to players new and old.
Yeah. Someone who spends a lot of time in the Crucible, I'm terrified already. Proctor, thank you very much for all the hard work on that. See you and yours, obviously. All right, so I think we're probably getting to a point now. We've gone ahead and checked out the rewards. We've checked out the new social space. We've checked out the Brave Arsenal. It's probably about time for us to go ahead and start wrapping things up here. Mr. Tom Farnsworth, when you get an opportunity, feel free to go ahead and rejoin us. Relinquish your hold from the throne world, obviously. This is so fast. Your jump ship was right in orbit, wasn't it?
이거는 외국인들이 그 뭐지? 그 정리해 놓은 거 마저 봐야겠네.
That's true. All right, fair enough. Yeah, and again, we can use some sword logic later to expand it when the time comes. But for right now, we've gone ahead and done our job. Well, for starters, thank you all so much for taking time to join us to talk us through, obviously, the Hall of Champions, talk us through the Brave Arsenal, through everything with Into the Light. It's been a great show. So thank you guys for starters for taking the time to join us today.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, my pleasure.
Yeah, thanks.
Absolutely. And also, too, as a quick reminder, again, to everyone, we'll be back next week, the same Bungie time, same Bungie place, to have another live stream about everything, or some more stuff coming with Destiny 2 Into the Light, including some exotic mission, some exotic mission content, and the craftable weapons that'll be available to them. Chat, I saw you mentioning some stuff about that.
어, 경위 임무가 추가되네?
So we'll be gonna go ahead and walk through the PvP
경위
map
임무랑
as well.
제작보기?
So if you want to see
뭐야,
everything
경위 임무
coming
뭐야?
in those 3 maps, next week will be your time.
경위
And,
임무?
there might be a few more additional surprises that we'll have in store for you. Never know, but and also to the final thing we're
진짜-
going to make sure
진짜
you close
위스퍼
with
나오나?
is, as a quick reminder, of course, with the arrival of the final shape, you'll be able to get 100 more slots in your vault. As you can go ahead and see here on camera, we put it to good use ourselves. We had some edge
와,
transfers. We knew
600칸.
This was the time and place to go ahead and slot them on there, in there. So we now have those. Thankfully.
와, 이거 그 뭐지? 예시 보여준다고
Never hurts.
킹들이 갓떡으로 쫙 깔아놓은 것 보소.
Thank you all so much for taking the time to join us today. We'll see you back here next week at the same Bungie time, same Bungie place. But in the meantime, take care of yourselves, take care of each other, and we'll see you all Starside.
지금 드롭스 때문에 방송 안 해요. 지금 바로는. 자, 그러면은 한번 정리를 해봅시다. 자, 첫 번째. 일단은 영웅의 첫 번째 영웅의 전당 대충 번역하면 이게 추가되고, 이거는 소셜 장소이기 때문에 다른 사람들과 같이 있을 수 있어요. 그리고 그 샤크스 등급을 올리고 전용 화폐를 모아서 상자깡을 할 수 있습니다. 그리고 샤크스 등급은 17등급. 이렇게 이게 최대가 17등급이고, 그리고 샤크스라 그 99-40이 추가됨. 얘가 NPC죠. 샤크스는 그 업그레이드 비슷한. 이거 그냥 로봇이라 할게요. 로봇은 이제 그 무기 퀘스트, 전설 무기 퀘스트, 그리고 얘가 현상금도 주지. 현상금 무기 퀘스트를 주는 것 같고, 그리고 그 천둥군주 모시기가 있었어요. 이쯤에서 어디냐 이쯤에서 보면은 4월 10일 이후에 나와요. 여기에 무기 전용 상자가 있고, 이거죠. 예, 무기 전용 상자가 있고, 그리고 여기에 이게 천둥군주라고 말했던 것 같은데.
For just grinding out weapons. So
여기 웨폰 체스트.
those trophies that you'll be collecting with shacks, you can just keep redeeming them here, and you'll be able to get all your guns here. And this one here is we're bringing back the gift of the Thunder Gods.
천둥군주의 선물이 돌아갑니다. 천둥군주의 선물이 복귀해요. 그러니까 뉴비들 지원 프로그램 이게 돌아온다는 거고요.
So if you need to catch up on your power level to make sure that you're like ready to hop right in, that's something you can do as well.
그래서 빗속으로 출시하면서 전투력 딸려서 못할 듯? 그러면 그런 사람들은 천둥 군주의 선물 받고 일단 해봐. 무기 경일 이스트는 똑같겠죠. 똑같이 천둥 군주니까. 총두개 군주인가? 뭐 어쨌든
That's right. And honestly, it's again, as a reminder, this is available to all players. And so if you've got any friends that maybe aren't quite at that powerful cap, also too, actually, to double check, this will bring folks up to the powerful cap, was it?
Powerful, not pinnacle.
That's right. Okay, perfect. All right. So for your friends that want to go ahead and dive in right alongside you, even if they may
이게
Well, not pinnacle.
powerful cap. Also too, actually, to double check, this will bring folks up to the powerful cap, was it?
Powerful, not pinnacle.
That's right.
파워풀하고 피니컬이라고 했으니까요. 파워풀하고 피니컬이면은 그 뭐지 최고급 장비를 준다는 거거든. 최고급 장비 기준이니까.
So for your friends that want to go ahead and dive in right alongside you, even if they maybe haven't played, very much recently, they got a chance to go ahead and just catch right up.
They'll be ready.
Be ready for day one. That's
Yeah.
right. Okay, perfect. So let's go ahead and talk to Shax actually to us, but
As you can see, hollow shaxes that line the space, which I'll be happy to talk.
현상금 이거
With him, point out.
interesting.
this one of two keys needed to unlock super black. 이게 그거네요. 이게 17등급까지 있고 17등급 찍으면 이 방어구 뭐지? 올 블랙 만들 수 있음. 이런 거 같아요. This one of two keys needed to unlock super black. 대놓고 써있죠? super black. 슈퍼 블랙 대놓고 super black containment at the lair of the whole champion. The other key, super black keys omega, is Arctic 1990 to 40.
This key.
A super black key. Is that what I'm seeing over there, Kelsey?
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah, and I wonder where that goes.
So maybe people that are D1 vets potentially from back in the day might remember this. Is this what's this symbiote we're looking back here?
Yeah, right now it's pretty powerful. It's in containment, but if you keep playing into the light, you'll be able to get access to the keys you need to unlock this, and get access to the shader.
Oh, it's so good. All right. So obviously, too, yes, as a reminder, heads up to everyone. So one of the ultimate rewards available through this will indeed be the return of the Super Black shader. It's back. Finally, it's back. There's probably some song lyrics to go along with that. I couldn't tell you what.
저기서 추출하는 거네.
But I will say to the Destiny fashion.
컨셉이 저기서 추출하는 거네.
Gonna look really quickly. Oh man.
저게 추출하는 거네. 저게 올 블랙 안료 획득 방법. 삭스 99, 40에게서 열쇠를 획득해야 함. 그래서 저 소위 말해 제작진도 언급한 심비오트가 감금된 장소를 열어서 획득해야 함. 열어서 출? 대충 그런 컨셉인 듯? 근데 이런 안료 인질은 합리적이지. 뺑뺑이? 뺑뺑이? 야, 무료임. 어쩔? 감당해야지. 야, 유금보다 낫잖아. 유금보다 좋지 않음? 야, 어차피 컨텐츠 없다며. 이거 해. 코드 모드가 불편해? 안료가 인질인데? 어쩔? 어쩔? 야, 그래서 이 안료 파밍 안 할 거야?
Chat, how do you feel? Come on. It does not get much better than that. To the Brave Arsenal. Actually, he's I'm not sure if many people in be working with
A lot of quests for us.
아, 여기 있네. 이게 아래, 여기 세 번째가 있는 게 열쇠네요. 위에가 무기 퀘스트고, 무기 퀘스트가 있고, 그리고 현상금, 전용 현상금이 따로 있고, 그 뜻은 빗속으로는 샤크스하고 로봇 퀘스트가 있기 때문에 시즌 레벨을 빠르게 올리기도 쉽다는 거죠. 이걸 간과할 수 있어. 그 뭐지? 시즌 레벨을 빨리 올린다면 빨리 올릴 수 있다는 것은 시즌 윤물도 빠르게 올릴 수 있다는 거지.
We did some pretty interesting things, in my opinion, with some of the quests you can pick up from our site. They're going to unlock a couple things. They also have
그리고 이게 또는 퀘스트네요. Defeat combatant with precision damage using scout rifle anywhere in the systems. Bonus progress granted in the onslaught. 맹 공격일 때 이 진척도가 빨리 올라가는 거고. Or defeat combatant in the vanguard ops activities using scout rifle earn bonus progress for high difficulty nightfall. 약점 처치로 해서 잡거나 그냥 잡거나.
very fun puns that we had a lot.
레이드 앤 던전. 레이드하고 던전. 약점 처치를 하거나 레이드나 던전에서 잡아라. 그 대신 맹공격에서 잡으면은 그 뭐지? 진척도가 올라간다. 근데 이거는 아무 곳에서나 잡으라는 것이기 때문에 딱히 그렇게 그 어렵지는 않다는 거죠. 일단 퀘스트 내용 보면 일단 무기 퀘스트를 보면은 일단 장점이 있어요. 첫 번째, 장소를 가리지 않아. 일단 설명 자체부터가 아무 장소이기 때문에 그 선봉대, 던전, 레이드 상관없어. 그런데 특수 장소에선 좀 더 빠르게 오름 이거죠. 그래서 막상 어려운 것도 아니야. 저점이 굉장히 낮아요. 저점 요구사항이 좋음. 일단 대놓고 던전 레이드 있으니까 그 그리고 그 뜻은 그 일단 마소, 삼손, 예언 또 뭐 많이 나온 데가 어디 있더라? 뭐 어쨌든 아무튼 이런 장소 여전히 죽지 않을 듯. 깜짝이야.
상관없는 질문 하나 해도 될까요? 대가에 관해서.
네, 하세요.
A lot of fun working on. For every single you've completed, but there's two other really cool things.
Defeating combat using sword. 깜짝이야.
강장으로 레벨 몇 가지 올릴 수 있나요?
강작으로는 1800까지 오를 수도 있지 않나? 1800까지 오르고 이제 최고급부터 1810 아니? 1810까지 오르지 않나? 이게 대충 정해져 있어가지고 강장으로 1800까지 올릴 수 있을걸요? 근데 최고급 장비로도 1800까지 올릴 수 있기 때문에 강장을 최대한 싹 다 돈 다음에 그 다음에 최고급으로 싹 다 돌면은 금방 돼요. 최고급 장비를 맨 마지막에 파밍하세요. 1800 최고장이 1810.
That we can talk about there. Appear keyed.
Punch the chat obviously is a little
아하, 감사합니다.
네. 자, 가장 핫한 내용일 수 있는 내용이 나왔죠. 산꼭, 복귀. 마이크로 미사일이 프레임으로 복귀함. 무기 특성이 아니라 아님. 그 뜻은 최후의 형체에선 더 많이 나온다는 소리죠. 시공, 태양, 전기, 뭐지? 초월, 공허 이런 거 다 나온다는 소리겠죠. 다 나온다는 소리. 그리고 this weapon fire high-speed projectiles in the straight line and deals reduced self-damage. Move faster with this weapon equipment. equipped. 그러니까 설명을 읽어보면은 이 무기는 빠른 직사 무기입니다. 그리고 reduce self damage 자해 딜 감소, 이속 증가. 이렇게 보이죠? 기본적으로 이속이 높다는 것도 이점 아닌가? 기본적으로 이동 속도가 높음. 이러고도 이런데 실현의 장에서 안 써? 진짜 이건 대놓고 협박이죠. 이건 대놓고 협박. 이건 대놓고 협박이야. 르모나 평? 왜냐면 일단 물리니까. 그리고 자장총이 있고요. 그리고 충격 증폭기, 치명적인 무기, 그리고 광폭이 있어요. 일단 특성이 호감이야. 특성이 일단 호감이에요. 자장총 이건 좀 세다. 이건 좀 강함. 이건 좀 강해요. 원래 산꼭도 자장총이 없지 않았나? 원래 산꼭이 자장총이 있었던가? 기억이 안 나는데. 없죠. 내가 기억하기로는 자장총이 없었어. 그래서 일단 그것이 좀 호감이에요.
The mountaintop has returned. So this is a quick look at the mountaintop. Obviously, Chris, we're going to dive in more with the whole Brave Arsenal in a little bit, but this is, I believe she touched on the limited edition versions of these, the ornaments that exist on there. Can you tell us a little bit about what the limited edition variants of these are that are available over the course of Into the Light?
Sure, yeah. So the Brave Arsenal weapons will drop from Onslaught, and we're talking a little bit about attunement and whatnot here. There is a low chance that one will drop as a limited edition variant, which
그리고 설명을 들어보면 그리고 냉공격에서 낮은 확률로 리미티드 에디션이라고 해서 걸작 드랍이 있어요. 그리고 은둔자가 복학합니다. 그리고 일단 동적 흔들림 감소, 그리고 무기의 대가가 복귀해요.
which comes pre-equipped with a super shiny ornament.
그리고 이게 배럴이 무슨 배럴이지? 배럴이 무슨 배럴이지? 배럴이 나선강선의 철갑탄이고, 그리고 조작성 걸작인데 사거리가 50? 뜻은 기존 사거리가 생각보다 길다는 소리죠? 확장 쓰면 좋을지도? 근데 얘가 프레임이 무슨 프레임이냐? 얘가 경량이지 않나? 경량이잖아요. 얘가 경량이라서 좀 사거리는 좀 봐야 함.
Edition variant, which comes pre-equipped with a suit. Here is the
그 다음에 킹두리 각동. 야, 얘는 다시 봐도 웃기네. 전두리 이동이 복귀해요. 직렬, 광폭, 자장총, 분석, 공허, 적응형. 그냥 웃자고 만든 듯. 네, 직렬이 세 번째 특성인 것은 신기함. 그리고 이거 딱히 별 감정은 안 드네요. 왜냐면은 그 뭐지? 공화기 유타는 딱히 별 감정이 안 들어. 폭빛 있으면 좋을 듯. 빛 있으면 좋을 듯. 대신에 이걸 포텐셜을 터트리려면 방전 회피가 필수지 않을까?
Collision variant.
솔직히 얘는 별 감정 안
These
들어요.
are kind of exotic. The ornaments.
그 다음에 검. 단두대 복귀. 일단 격파자랑 싸워야 돼요. 그 뭐지? 격파자 10칼이 세 번째지 않나? 단두대 10칼이 네 번째. 맞나? 기억이 안 나네? 맞지, 맞네. 격파자 10칼이 세 번째고. 그 뜻은 단두대는 데미지 특성을 버려야 한다는 거죠. 버려야 함. 격파자는 데미지 특성을 들고 갈 수 있어. 대신에 격파자는 공허기이기 때문에 일촉즉발 사용 가능해요. 일단 데미지 원툴로 간다면 무조건 격파자래. 단두대. 무조건 단두대가 이길 수밖에 없어요. 일촉이 너무 좋아서. 격파자는 격파자 미끼와 스위치가 있고, 이거 무조건은 아니겠구나. 미끼와 스위치가 있어가지고. 그리고 차가운 강철. 일단 얘가 별로임. 차가운 강철이 좀 별로거든요. 재미는 있는데 얘가 그렇게 좋지도 않아. 보스를 상대로 그 뭐지? 그 산산 조각이 약하거든요. 그래서 격파자를 딜러 쓸 거면 무조건 미끼와 스위치를 들어야 돼요. 그리고 단두대 같은 경우에는 이제 데미지 특성 들고 1촉을 추가할 수 있음. 근데 얘는 데미지 특성을 들고 다른 걸 들 수 없음. 다른 걸 추가할 수 없음. 이게 굉장히 큰 것 같아요. 그래서 데미지 원툴로 간다면은 단두대가 더 강할 것 같아요. 단두대가 더 강할 것 같다. 일단 1촉은 수류탄 그리고 수류탄으로 불안정 불안정의 메아리가 있고 얘가 헌터 뭐지? 흰매 쓰면 데미지 포텐셜이 높죠. 근데 격파자는 뭔가 추가할 수 있는 게 없어요. 시공 하위 직업이 뭔가를 주는 게 없어. 뭔가 주는 것이 없음. 그냥 무조건 얼리는 거 원툴. 그래서 좀
will only be available continued.
After the final.
They drop with double perks in both.
그 다음에 망치머리. 망치머리. 너무 늦게 나오지 않니? 너무 늦은 것도. 일단 사륙과 광란이라는 이건 뭐지 싶은 특성 조합이죠. 개인적으로 폭전은 그냥 다른 북에도 상관없으려나? 복고풍은 지겠지. 복고풍에겐 지겠지. 일단 복고풍이 강한 이유. 일단 속사에 그리고 정밀 한 환불 그리고 또 뭐였더라? 데미지 특성을 못 썼지?
Both trait column.
데미지 특성 못 썼지 얘가? 아 대상 조준. 대상 조준 이 시너지가 답이 없어요. 근데 그 망치 머리는 단점 속사만큼 탄약을 쏟아붓지 못해요. 탄약을 쏟아붓기엔 시간이 부족해. 단기간에 탄약을 뽑아내지 못해요. 그리고 만약 정밀한 환불 없으면 게임 돌리기 탄약 회전이 안 돼. 그리고 데미지 특성이 뭔지도 몰라. 특성에 대상 조준이 있는지도 몰라. 그런데 있어도 제작 특성을 이기진 못하죠. 결국 싸워야 하는 건 기념이죠. 하지만 사운드 이펙트 이걸 타격감이라 하지. 이걸 타격감이라 하지. 타격감. 이건 어차피 망치머리를 이길 수 있는 무기가 없어. 어떠한 기관총이든 망치머리의 이 타격감을 이기긴 힘들어요. 그나마 상대할 만한 무기가 개인적으로 달? 강단? 얘도 사운드 나쁘지 않거든. 근데 달 강단 무기의 단점은 특성이 좀 약간 구리단 거지. 어쨌든 그런 것 같고요.
Obviously, we're going to go through all of these, but a bit more about that before we.
These weapon quests really wanted.
Chat seems to be pretty hyped on the.
그리고 여기 같은 경우에는 이제 그 샤크스 홀로그램을 언락할 수 있고, 그러니까 그 잠금 해지 가능하고 상호작용 가능함 대신 즐김용.
So, if you're looking around, you'll see there's all of these shaxes everywhere, which we just had an absolute blast working with and coming up with. And once you've unlocked attunement, you can just freely do this at any time. You can change your attunement any time. You can choose which weapon has a higher chance of dropping. So I'm going to do that now. Weapon has. You can change your attunement any time. You can choose which weapon has a higher chance of dropping. So I'm going to.
아, 즐김용이 아니구나. 그리고 홀로그램을 이제 전시하면 그 샤크스가 들고 있는 무기의 그 무기의 드랍 확률이 높음. 야, 이것도 열어야 되네.
I'm going to do that now. Okay.
There we go.
Got our thumbs up. We're
Get
good.
the affirmation from Shax never hurts.
Yeah, I can always use more affirmations from.
It never
이렇게
hurts.
상호작용을 하면은 전시하고 상호작용하면 샤크스가 들고 있는 무기의 드랍 확률이 높아짐.
He shouts them very effectively, I might add.
Even just go and, unattune and reattune to my heart's content. Just once you've unlocked it, you can do that at any time.
Awesome.
So yeah, pick your favorites that you want to chase, and you'll have a much higher chance of getting them.
Excellent. All right. Obviously, we see what you're saying in chat. I feel you go ahead and get the roles you want ultimately because out there roll or more false. Excellent. Grab whatever you want to go ahead and chase. Excellent. All right.
아, 이렇게 기본이 있고 이제 따로따로 열어서 하는 게 있나요?
Champions.
Hop in, Ella.
All right, everyone, look at this whole land. For those have been.
그리고 복각되는 무기가 폭발 용광로 불일치 배신 한밤중에 반란. 계승. 얘가 계승. 이게 물리고. 이게 물리. 예. 물리가 아니라 첫 번째 칸이지. 첫 번째 칸. 두 번째 칸. 발포. 눈둔자.
Terrorize these. Let's
Success beyond light based on
showing this.
yeah, but a magnificent. And you
Yeah.
and popular as
Being their favorite.
Yep.
We
그다음에 은둔자. LC의 무기. LC의 무기. LC의 무기. 반용. 이렇게 있죠.
have an actual debt to settle internally here by the sounds of it. Fair.
no longer a stranger. Yes. We'll see.
그리고 여기 색깔이 다르잖아요. 여기 아래 게 색깔이 다른데 여기 노란색으로 빛나는 그 은둔자는 얘가 리미티드 에디션 무기. 그 뭐지? 맹공격을 할 때 랜덤 확률로 등장함. 걸작 장비. 그리고 특성 고정. 그리고 은둔자 특성 고정 특성은 그 뭐지? 무자비한 먹이 쟁탈전. 그리고 무기의 대가였어요. 무기의 대가.
Here, all right. Also, LC. So actually, here's a cool.
He's no longer a straight through.
여기서 한번 보여줬던데.
Again, shape.
여기 있다. 이게 리미티드 에디션. 이게 리미티드 에디션. 근데 이거 원래 기본 특성 원래 얘가 이렇게 나오지 않나? 원래 기본 특성이 이거 아닌가? 사걸작이 아니었잖아 옛날 것도. 그냥 똑같은 옵션 아니야 이 정도면? 그러니까 이게 리미티드 에디션은 레이드 걸작 무기 슬픔의 재단 걸작 무기. 검은 무기고 걸작 무기. 이거랑 똑같아요. 나중에 그리고 이게 고정 특성인 점만 좋은 게 아니라 이게 좋을 수도 있고 이거는 점은 호불호일 수 있음. 결국에는 그 뭐지? 동결 앞에선 못밥 아님? 그래서 강화 코어 7개를 공짜로 주는데 이길 수 있어? 아니 야 강화 코어 7개 공짜로 준다는데 자네는 강화 코어 그냥 땅 파면 나오나?
Doesn't hurt to have one of these sitting on your hip, obviously, to go ahead and make a statement the moment you walk into the room.
Yeah, and this one is the variant.
And of course, our beloved Edge Transit.
Yeah,
Couldn't keep it away if we wanted to.
when we were looking at
Yeah.
what he has, I agree. can see
This is actually also going to be problem logic on it as well.
그리고 네 번째 무기는 세 번째 무기는 단두대 은두리 이동 방치머리. 네, 은둔자 복각이에요.
yeah, that's right.
Coach
Race.
to come some there and start tearing it up.
Combo here.
아, 채팅
There's some
막아놨었네.
new stuff.
I'm so glad we got to that point this early because one of the things that was really cool about sort of seeing this development
아, 이거 다시 봐도 웃기네. 산고 그 뭐지? 마이크로 미사일이 프레임으로 바뀌면서 로켓 점프 가능한 What? What? 로켓 점프? 이게 로켓 점프 굳이 있어야 그럴 수 있는데 재미가 다르. 그리고 그 뭐지? 이동이 강제로 이동기가 제약된 장소에서 이점이 확실히 있죠. 크로타의 최후 1네임. 이게 1네임드? 이렇게 해야 되나? 1네임? 0네임? 대충 0에서 1네임이라 합시다. 0에서 1네임드는 진짜 할 말이 많죠. 빛의 칼날 동구원 여기 그 뭐지? 그 일반 황혼전 걸려도 불쾌했거든요. 걸려도 딱히 그 뭐지? 난이도가 그러니까 여기가 난이도가 낮아도 약간 불편했어. 약간 불편. 그런데 이제 로켓 점프 개꿀. 로켓 점프 개꿀. 근데 아무튼 자해 데미지가 있기 때문에 잘못했다간 훅갑니다. 우리가 자폭병이 앞에 있어도 10칼을 쓰는 이유. 압도적인 기동성. 아, 그리고 빛의 칼날뿐만 아니라 이제 그것도 있죠. 그 뭐지? 레이드 뭐였더라? 악몽의 뿌리, 점핑, 이동 구간. 할 말이 좀 있지 않을까? 신봉자 그 뭐지? 3네임드? 거기 점핑 구간이라던가 3네임드 빠르게 이동해야 하는 구간 할만할지도? 그래서 산꼭대기는 그래서 산꼭이 데미지가 그 뭐지? 시련의 장에서 효율이 낮아도 이걸로 이 로켓 점프로 인한 아이덴티티는 확실히 확실히 자리를 만들 것 같습니다. 혹시 몰라, 이거 산꼭으로, 이거 산꼭 쓰고 뭐로 그 전멸경이 쓰면 전멸경이나 아니면은 이카로스 쓰면 안 쓰고 되겠어?
process behind the scenes was, you know,
대신에 문제는 대신 실현회장은 체크메이트 해야죠. 실현회장 체크메이트 어쩔 크 체크메이트 어쩔.
obviously one of the core tenets was to make sure that you're retaining that classic feel of these weapons and kind of what made them so great to begin with. The core tenets was to make sure that you're
캐스케이드 포인트 리로드? 캐스케이드 포인트? 이게 뭐지? 캐스케이드 포인트 레디?
retaining that classic feel of these weapons and kind of what made them so great to begin with. But you've kind of done some redesigns and expanded even just on these weapons for the
into the sort of modern Destiny because it was just way too strong in both PvP and in PvE.
yeah.
In PvP, we definitely didn't.
그리고 이거는 속으로 무기 전체에 해당되지만 폭전 추가되면 폭전 있으면 맛있지 않을까? 맛있지 않을까요, 진짜? 일단 기본 특성이 빛 하위 직업 쓰면 수류탄 에너지 회복 속도 오름, 에너지 회복, 어두움 쓰면 하위 직업 쓰면 근접 능력 에너지 회복. 폭전 아드 굉장히 맛있어 보이는데? 굉장히 맛있어 보임. 특탄 만약에 원천도 있으면 원천 폭전 써보신 분들 아시죠? 두 명만 잡아도 에너지 반절 회복. 오야, 재밌을 듯. 이것도 너프, 근데 이게 너프 돼가지고 모르겠다. 이게 너프 돼가지고 이것까지 잘 모르겠는데 굉장히 맛있을 것 같아요.
Wanted to be able to one hit.
설명은 여기까지 하면 될 것 같고.
Direct hit in PvP anymore.
Fair.
So we've reduced that a little bit, but we also saw how excited people were for the Danger Zone rocket launcher perk. Launching
그리고
into the air.
기본
So it made
특성,
that
그리고
basic
특성
element
중에
of the new,
달의 포효
마크로
특성이 뭔지 제대로 못 봤는데. 달포 특성 어디 있더라? 달포. 그리고 이게 새로운 특성이죠. 라스트 스탠드. 자, 새 특성. 라스트 스탠드. 근데 이게 나오면 이름이 바뀌어요. Weapon final blows grant bonus damage. Melee and grenade final blows grant a larger damage bonus that can stack. 그러니까 황트랑 비슷해요. 무기로 적을 처치하면 데미지 증가. 수류탄 근접 공격으로 처치하면 스택형으로 데미지 추가 증가. 이건데 근데 황트랑 다른 점은 황트는 능력으로 처치해야 하지만 얘는 근접 공격도 체크돼요. 공격도 체크된다 할 수 있죠. 그리고 좀 더 다른 점은 그죠? 왜냐면은 밀리 앤드 그레네이드 파이널 블록이기 때문에 밀리 그 뭐지? 하이 밀리도 안 쓰져 있고 그냥 밀리이기 때문에 그냥 근접 공격이거든요. 그냥 근공이에요. 그냥 일반 밀리라고 써 있어가지고 이게 근공인지 근접 능력인지는 좀 더 봐야 할 수도 있어요. 근데 설명만 보면은 근접 능력도 되고 근접 공격도 된다는 표시예요. 설명만 보면은.
Currency from shacks that you can bring back and you can throw in that chest that I showed you, so you can just keep opening that chest. So yeah, just keep going.
Dive on in, honestly. Yeah, go ahead and chase that roll, whatever you want. Also, too, one more quick question from chat. Mega12358, pardon me, Mega, asks, can you take the limited edition ornament off and put it on another copy of the weapon, or is it just on that one weapon?
So you can remove it, you can't put it on something else. It's
Cool.
locked to the weapon that it dropped on.
Makes sense, yeah. I mean, honestly, when it looks that good, you just got to go ahead and stick with what you got, you know? Bars and then take down that yellow bar with ease if you go ahead and do everything correctly.
Yeah, it ties nicely into the origin trait as well. Because the origin trait, larger damage bonus that can stack. For purposes of illustration.
Now, here's that new perk that you both were talking about last stand on.
Again, reminder, this
Blast
name will be
furnace.
changing in the live version.
Yep.
Yeah, so weapon final blows grant bonus damage. Melee and grenade final blows grant a larger damage bonus that can stack. So once you get this perk really rolling, it's very strong.
Yeah.
Sustain it.
Nice way to go ahead and clear out a bunch of red bars and then take down that yellow bar with ease if you go ahead and do everything correctly.
한 다른 점을
Ties
설명했던 것
nicely
같은데.
into the origin trait as well. Because the origin trait grants you energy for your abilities, and then you get bonus damage for getting ability final blows.
Yeah, really creates creates that loop. Honestly, you just become the self-fulfilling prophecy of death at that point, which, as a guardian, is never a bad place to find yourself, frankly. Let's see here. Actually, also too is, you know, I know we touched obviously on Chris's personal favorite being Blast Furnace. Kelsey, was there anything when you saw this land back on the list of the Brave Arsenal where you were like, finally, that one's back?
이거 마저 외국인들 정리 역할을 좀 봐야 될 것 같고. 그다음에 장엄한 포효 설명이 어디 있더라? 장엄한 포효 설명이 어디 있더라? 여기 있다. The number of precision final blows before reloading if affects the total round granted with increased range and damage. Precision final blow with magnificent hollow active extended the effect for 이게 설명이 뭐야 이거 좀 헷갈리는데. 정밀 결정투 횟수 대상전투 영향을 미치면 데미지와 사거리 증가. 활성화된 상태에서 결정투 사거리에 데미지 부여되는 영향을 미치. 된 상태에서 결정타를 가하면은 추가 라운드 동안 효과가 확장됩니다. 어쨌든 적을 처치하고 재장전 해야 발동이 된다는 건 똑같네. 어차피 어, 방어만 포효가 완전히 리메이크 됐죠. 완전히 리메이크. 적을 처치하고 재장전을 해야 발동. 그냥 사실상 탄창의 확장이라고 할 수 있겠죠. 리미티드 에디션은 은둔자 말고 다른 무기에도 있을 거예요. 그래야 되고. 그죠? 옛날에 발휘했던 위상하고는 다르겠지. 그리고 메다의 특성하고 완전히 반대죠. 그리고 마지막으로 정리해볼 수 있을 만한 거는 창곡한 100개. 창곡한 100개 추가. 지금 창고가 500이잖아요. 600이구나. 600에서 이제 100칸 증가할 예정이라고.
Thankfully, in safekeeping now for the arrival of the witness.
Ready.
100 more. Also, we'll be going to go ahead and walk through the PvP map pack as well. So if you want to see everything that's going to be coming in those 3 maps, next week will be your time. And there might be a few more additional surprises that we'll have in store for you. Never know. And also too, the final thing we're going to go ahead and make sure you close with is, as a quick reminder, of course, with the arrival of the final shape, you'll be able to get 100 more slots in your vault.
그리고 최후의 형체가 패치되면 창고 100칸 증가. 이게 있고, 그리고 다음 주 경위 임무 무기 제작 이게 빗속으로 100칸이 추가되는지는 아직 정확하진 않기 때문에 일단 100칸 확정인 것만 생각하시면 될 것 같아요. 최후 형체 되면은 100칸 증가. 빗속으로 100칸 증가인지까지는 잘 모르겠어요. 그냥 최후의 형체가 되면은 100칸만 증가한다. 빗속으로는 100칸이 증가할지는 모른다. 증가 안 할 수도 있어요. 무기 제작에 맵팩 3개.
As you can go ahead and see here on camera, we put it to good use ourselves. We had some Edge Transit rolls. We knew that this was the time and place to go ahead and slot them in there. So we now have those, thankfully, in safekeeping now for the. That's true. All right, fair enough. Yeah, and again, we can use some sword logic later to expand it when the time comes. But for right now, we've gone ahead and done our job. Well, for starters, thank you all so much for taking time to join us to talk us through. It's been a great show. So thank you guys for starting. Absolutely. And also, too, as a quick reminder, again, to everyone, we'll be back next week, the same Bungie time, same Bungie place, to have another live stream about everything, or some more stuff coming with Destiny 2 Into the Light, including some exotic mission, some exotic mission content, and the craftable weapons that'll be available to them. Chat, I saw you mentioning some stuff about that potentially, so come back next week. Also, we'll be going to go ahead and walk through the PvP map pack as well. So if you want to see everything that's going to be coming in those 3 maps, next week will be your time. And there might be a few more additional surprises that we'll have in store for you. Never know. And also too, the final thing we're going to go ahead and make sure you close with is, as a quick reminder, of course, with the arrival of the.
이거 스토리? 작은 스토리 컨텐츠? 이렇게 나오는 것 같아요. 개인적으로 잘 나왔다. 개인적으로 뭐 고개를 끄덕일 만한 내용들이 나왔어요. 이번 건 잘 된 것 같아요. 대신 아쉬운 대신에 개인적으로 네, 천둥군주의 선물도 돌아온대요. 천둥군주의 선물도 나옵니다. 돌아온대요. 여기 대놓고 있어, 상자가.
It's back.
shader. With
여기를 좀 보면은 상자가 대놓고 있어요.
your power level.
여기 이거잖아. 아쉬운 점도 있긴 해요. 아쉬운 점은 어 이름 이걸 아쉬운 점이라 해야 되나? 몇몇 무기들은 굳이 인 무기가 있고 인 것이 좀 있고 계승 관용이 좀 그래요. 솔직히 관용은 그럴 수 있어. 왜냐면은 그 파동 유탄 수가 적기 때문에 그 뭐지? 뭐 이해는 돼요. 이해는 됨. 그런데 계승 넌 왜? 너는 왜? 아니 진짜? 넌 왜? 아니 솔직히 계승이 인기 많은 무기인 건 알아. 그러면 네 친구 왜 버렸어? 물리 산탄총, 물리 납탄. 걔는 왜 버리고 왔어? 상속은 왜 버림? 상속은 걔는 어디 있어? 그리고 솔직히 계승 말고 슬픔의 왕관 무기나 하나 넣어주지. 술왕은 오늘도 버려졌다. 그래도 개인적으로는 만족스러워. 솔직히 처음에 시즌 무기들보다 2배 좋아 보임. 2배 흥미로움. 2배 재밌어 보임. 2배로 그리고 뭐지? 그리고 뭐지? 2배 가치 있어 보임. 아니 립은 네가 뭔데? 네가 뭔데 임마. 그리고 이거 시즌으로 따지고 본다면 소원의 시즌이랑 비슷하죠? 사이즈가. 그냥 스토리 컨텐츠 없을 뿐. 심지어 무료야. 막 사냥 가격 또 뭐 있지? 이번 시즌에 좀 별로였던 게 심해 이런 것들보단 2배 좋음. 이게 이게 그 이게 이게 최후의 형체 이후로는 어떻게 될지 모르겠어요. 삭제가 안 된다면 이건 이미 다른 시즌들을 압살하죠. 삭제가 안 된다면은 다른 시즌을 압살하죠. 그리고 경위 임무가 추가되는데 이게 뭔지 봐야 함. 진짜 속삭임이면 이미 타 시즌 경위 임무를 부술 거예요. 그리고 경위 임무가 뭔지는 몰라도 여기서 파밍되는 전설 무기 제작 무기가 뭔지에 따라서 그 뭐지? 입장이 많이 달라져요. 심지어 이게 경위 임무이기 때문에 삭제가 안 되고 경위 임무 로테이션으로 들어간다? 와, 이미 끝났다. 이미 끝났다, 이건. 이건 끝났다. 끝! 끝! 솔직히, 이게 선각자여도 납득돼요. 매달 제작 무기 넣어준다며. 언제 넣어줘? 이러면서 그 사냥 시즌 무기가 색깔이 된다면 10짜리가 된다면 딱 흥미로워 보이진 않아요. 그 흥미는 없어 보임. 대신 기다는 쓸 듯. 나만. 그죠? 유출되러 간다면은 위스퍼가 맞지. 유출로만 간다면 위스퍼가 맞죠. 근데 그러면은 위스퍼가 나온다 쳐. 그럼 전설 무기는 뭐임? 이게 뭐냐 이거야. 이게 어디였지 장소가? 넷소스 아닌데? 장소가 완폭이면 아 2호 2호 무기가 뭐지? 이게 만약에 그 위스퍼가 아니라 쳐도 위스퍼가 아니고 그 뭐지? 완폭 경이 임무나 2호배가 나온다면 검은 무기고 무기들을 제작이 가능해지면 이미 해지면 게임이 터질 거예요. 게임이 한 달에서 두 달? 두 달? 정도는 폭발할 듯? 굉장히 재밌을 것 같습니다. 다음 주가 굉장히 기대돼요. 다음 주 기대돼요. 약간 번지가 만든 번지가 만든 이번 스트리밍 빌드업이 나름 합리적이었던 것 같아요. 활동은 이런 것이고 이런 활동을 통해서 이러한 장비를 얻는다. 어때? 할만하지? 이게 의도야. 이게 의도야. 내가 볼 땐 이게 의도인데 문제는 이건가? 이거지. 문제는 활동이 너무 재미없어 보이잖아. 너무 재미없. 아니 뭐 맵 같은 경우도 뭐지? 3차원적으로 재미있게 막 움직이면서 진행하는 방식이었다면 움직이면서 그 뭐지? 그 위치를 잘 사수하는 그런 포지션이 있었으면 했는데 결국 맨 땅에 도로에서 빗셈 깔고 뭐지? 원 점령하고 뭐 별거 없어. 막 샤크스가 지원 사격을 보낸다 해서 뭐라도 쏘고 뭐 하고 뭔가 있었으면 다이나믹 캐스트는 다이나믹함이라 해야 되나? 뭔가 변수가 없어. 물론 이제 그 박해자가 나오고 6라운드마다 6라운드마다 뭐 하고 또 10라운드 보스마다 뭐 하고 뭐 나름 뭐 재미를 주려고 했어요. 하지만 부족해 보여. 부족해 보인다는 게 문제야. 자발라 뭐 하는 거야? 아이코라 뭐해? 에리스모는 뭐함? 야, 니들 앞마당 점령당한다니까? 뭔가 없어. 뭔가 없어. 그게 아쉬운 거지. 아이코라가 나와서 전기 한번 싹 긁어주거나 세인트가 나와가지고 한 두세 영만 박치고 날려주면은 뭐 괜찮을 것 같은데 그런 것도 없으니까 좀 아쉽다 이거지. 뭐 어쨌든 여기까지 방송 잘 봤고요. 저는 다음 주 수요일에 마지막 스트리밍 방송하면은 그때도 방송을 키겠습니다. 그때도 방송 킬 거고요. 저는 여기서 방송 종료하고 이제 리셋 영상 만들러 가겠습니다. 자, 지금까지 같이 이야기해주시고 방송 봐주신 분들한테 감사의 말씀을 전하면서 저는 이번 주 주말에 다시 오겠습니다. 그럼 모두들 좋은 사냥, 좋은 파밍 되시고요. 방송 종료하겠습니다. 안녕! 방송 끝. 이제 주무십시오. 잘 가.